Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-895-1414. That's 800-895-1414.
Drivers who switch their home and auto with Progressive could save money and time. Other things try to do this, but they really don't. Like the touchscreen at fast food places. It's not like you save time because it takes you longer to use a touchscreen than, I don't know, someone who works there. And another thing, you'd think it would save money because they're not paying a cashier, right? But no, same price. Also, why is there an option to tip? Who am I tipping? Exactly. Anyway, even if you can't save money and time with some things, you could with a Progressive home and auto bundle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
The game started. Call your dad.
I'm on it, Ma. Hola, Pa.
Hello, hijita. I can't hear you. I'm at the stadium in Monterrey. Goal!
Here, shout goal together. Get nonstop talk, text, and data in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada with T-Mobile, America's best network. Switch on the T-Life app or on T-Mobile.com/connectate. On qualifying plans, not for extended international use. You must reside in the U.S. In primary usage must occur on our network. Best based on analysis by Ookla. Speed test intelligence data to H 2025.
You know that feeling, sitting at the kitchen table, staring at a stack of bills, wondering how you got here? Credit cards, car payments, subscriptions you forgot about. It all piles up. But here's the thing. If you own a home, you're sitting on the answer. American Financing can help you declutter your monthly bills into a single, manageable payment. Their salary-based mortgage consultants look at your entire financial picture, not just one piece, all right? The average customer savings is $800 a month. You may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there is never any upfront fees or obligation with American Financing. This is a family-owned lender, not one of those big banks where you're just a number. So pick up the phone and start that conversation at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or simply visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
While medicine's greatest advancements look like the latest sci-fi, one of our most powerful tools is far more simple, more human. It's a calling to connect with purpose by treating people, not just patients, with innovations that amplify healing and lead to more personalized care, guided by the belief we all hold the power to heal. At Common Spirit Health, clinical excellence lives here. Human kindness lives here. Learn more at mountain.commonspirit.org.
Hey, Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Summer is coming in hot. Don't wait. Beat the rush with an early bird cooling system tune-up and inspection for only $49 from ROX Rocks Heating and Air. They'll inspect your system and keep you cool when everyone else is scrambling. Call Rocks Heating and Air today and schedule your tune-up before the end of June. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair, ROX, Rocks, Heating and Air.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, rolling along, 2:15 here on a Friday. Anilo Piro in for my man Zach By alongside the great Phillip Lindsay. We got Dante Gomez behind the glass as well. Hope everyone is doing well out there as we're getting ready for the weekend. 303-713-1043, RamosLaw.com text line if you guys want to get involved with today's program. And look, I did not wake up. I've been thinking about this show. Knew I was filling in for a couple of days now, and I did not think we'd have to kind of dive deep and talk about what happened with Jonathan Cooper. The news obviously coming out today that he was arrested after a domestic violence situation. I'll just read this excerpt here from the story at 9news.com, and we will have Mike Kliss on the show a little bit later on to kind of break down and update us on this situation. So here's from 9news.com. Says,
hold on now. AP, you got to ask me how I'm doing first, baby.
How you doing, brother? I don't know. Sometimes they tell us to just get right into it. So I'm trying to,
But you at least got to say, Phil, how you doing? Want to know why? Because I always do this.
Okay.
Woo! What's going on,
All
AP?
right, there we go.
Usually it's ZB, it's AP today.
Yeah.
And now we can go with it, man. What's going on with Jonathan Cooper? What do you have to say? Mike Kliss, what does he have to say? Everybody needs to know what's going on.
So, yeah, the story from 9news.com says, according to the arrest affidavit, his girlfriend was arguing with Cooper over cheating allegations in his apartment. She admitted that she grabbed Cooper's phone from him and threw it across the room, then picked it up to go through it, the affidavit says. Cooper then got into a physical struggle with her, grabbed her arm, took his phone back, according to the affidavit as well. She then tried to take the phone back, and Cooper braced his neck against her neck to prevent her from getting his phone, the affidavit reads. And lastly, according to the report written by a police officer, I'm not going to mispronounce that name, but a report written by a police officer, there was, quote, no probable cause for harassment or assault charges given conflicting statements and lack of specific physical evidence, end quote. So here we are.
Okay.
I just want to update the audience with that because it's like the big story on ESPN.com. It's the big story of the day here locally. And
it's
ultimately,
about being detailed, right?
Yeah.
Like what actually happened, because when the first thing you think of when it happens in an assault with a professional player is he's hitting somebody. He's punching somebody, right? And it could be grabbing, it could be pushing, resisting, certain things like that. So it's good to at least put it all out there before we dissect things and talk about it.
Yeah, no, and at the end of the day, all we can do here on the program is give you the facts, and ultimately, we don't want to open up Pandora's box of what this could or could not be. I think it's fair to say for you, Phil, and everyone listening out there, it's a very unfortunate situation, right? It's an unfortunate headline to wake up and read and kind of digest and process here, but hopefully, maybe it's not as bad as maybe it meets the eye here off the rip. So.
I'm hoping, AP. I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping for Jonathan Cooper. I do know Jay Coop really well, and I know the type of guy he is. Now, of course, everybody is going through their obstacles, but a great dude, great leader, well-spoken, always thinking about people. So, and he has a couple kids. I know he has one for sure that I know he wants them to look up to him. So hopefully all this it gets straightened out and everything is okay.
Yeah, I echo everything you're saying, man. I've been in that locker room throughout the course of last season with practices, after games, and all that kind of stuff. And ultimately we'll see where the how this all kind of settles out here with the situation involving Jonathan Cooper. But let's talk about OTAs. Obviously, you were down there yesterday. I know our guy Andrew Mason was down there yesterday. It kind of felt like the first day of school to a certain extent. I know you and Zach had that conversation as well. I mean, it seems like a lot of conversation about Jalen Waddle. I thought Cortland Sutton had a lot of great things to say in his media availability as well, which will play for you throughout the course of the program. But I mean, for you, obviously having played for that organization, knowing what's at stake for them this year, kind of a vibe check from you from OTAs.
It was a great feeling out there, AP. It was a feeling of like, hey, we're getting right back to business. It wasn't a bunch of guys that were rusty. It was a bunch of guys competing. It was Davis Webb trying to show the media, trying to show the players that he can be the play caller for the Denver Broncos. It was Sean Payton sitting back, relaxing, and just watching his team, not just worried about the offense, but worrying about the defense too. Being able to go back and forth, high-fiving the defensive players, offensive players. It looks like Sean Payton is enjoying just watching Davis Webb call the plays. And then, of course, for the players, it was like them just competing a little bit. Now, I do know in the back of their mind, they're not ready to be out there. I was one of those players where it's like, damn, we have to come back and compete right now, but you need to start getting your mind ready. You need to start focusing because it's a huge season, 17 games. You're one game away from the Super Bowl last year. You have a chance to do something special this year if everybody can stay healthy, and they were getting after it, AP.
Well, I like to hear that because there's a lot at stake, as we just mentioned, for the Broncos this year, and we'll kind of dive into what this season looks like. We'll have a really fun topic throughout the course of the show. It seems like the jury's still out nationally on the Denver Broncos. Some people think they're among the best teams in the league. Other people's maybe not so much towards that bottom half of the league as well. So we'll have that debate throughout the course of the afternoon here, getting you ready for the weekend. But like, I'm happy to hear that, Phil, because like, it felt like this was, by Broncos standards, a relatively quiet offseason. Like, obviously, there was the big shot there, bringing in Jalen Waddle, and that got everybody excited. But then, like, the dust kind of settled, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's expectations for Jonah Coleman and this and that. But, like, by Broncos standards, you're talking about a team that dominates the news cycle here. It's really just about living up to the expectations they set for themselves last year.
Quiet is good, though, AP. You want it to be quiet. Quiet before the storm is what I always say.
Calm before the storm.
And
baby.
so, it's being quiet, and all of a sudden that tsunami hits. And I was like, okay, this is what it looks like. And all we needed was a one move, and then we got that with Jalen Waddle. Everybody else is trying to figure out how they can put their rosters together and come up with this big-time splash. We made that big-time splash. Isn't that what we wanted as fans, as media? We wanted that splash. Jalen Waddle was that splash. He comes into the building. Everybody else is the same, so the continuity is there. The chemistry is going to be there. Now you just build off of that. These guys have to stay healthy, but now you have the depth. You have the veteran players that are going to be back making the big-time plays. Then you have the players that are behind them or below them, supposedly, that are great depth pieces that are going to be ready to play in a 17-game season. So I think that they're just fine. They made just enough noise, just a little bit, for us to be excited about the year and to have hopes that we can definitely win a Super Bowl.
Well, look, it's a team that's not very loud, right? It's a team that is cool, calm, collected, and has internal belief with themselves with regards to what they feel like they can accomplish, right? Like, what was the narrative we heard all last year is like overdogs, underdogs, this and that, like not being respected at home field. No one's taking the Broncos seriously. So I don't need the Broncos to be loud, for lack of a better phrase, to believe in what this team can accomplish. I think they're an upper echelon team, not just in the AFC, but the NFL as a whole. And I think bringing in Jalen Waddle is a large reason for that, right? I'm not going to sit here and do the Bo Nix speculation. I think Bo Nix is good to go. We'll see him hopefully in a few weeks based off of Sean Payton. But like, the offense, the way that I've kind of phrased it here is I expect the defense to be close to, if not better than they were last year, right?
You're hoping.
But it's about raising the floor of the offense, and it feels like that's what Jalen Waddle's going to be able to do.
That's exactly what you're looking for. You need Jalen Waddle to bring that energy, to bring that dynamic explosiveness that we were missing. We were missing a lot of speed last year. Marvin Mims was our speedster, but other than that, and Troy Franklin at times. But other than that, that's what you're missing. Now you have Waddle in the mix. It's going to open up that playbook. It's going to open up the run game. It's going to help Bo Nix get the ball out of his hands quicker because you have a receiver that can get the separation on a defensive back so that it's easier to find him, target him, and have an accurate ball towards someone like Jalen Waddle. And also, an offense is a defense's best friend, and vice versa. You guys are working together. So if your offense is staying on the field, your defense is getting all that rest. And if the offense is moving down the field, and then let's say you have to punt, and you have great field position to work with as a defense saying, hey, man, their back's against the wall. We can pin our ears back and just go and attack. That's what you're looking for, and that's a recipe for success this year, and that's how the Denver Broncos are going to win some of these tough games.
Yeah, and we all know that part of the I don't want to say the expectation, but like they were very fortunate to win as many one-score games as they did last year, right?
Oh, yeah.
So just, I mean, like naturally you feel like, are they going to get, I don't want to necessarily use the word lucky, but are you going to be on the right side of a lot of those tightly contested one-score games? Like naturally you'd expect maybe a little bit of regression. Like you can't just win every single one-score game. I mean,
well you can.
proven.
You're allowed
you
to.
You can. You're allowed to.
Will it happen?
But you expect, like, how sustainable is that, right? It's not a sustainable way to get to 14 wins, one seed. It's got to be a body of work type of thing, and that's what I'm excited about with Jalen Waddle. And I want to get your opinion. Like, obviously, you playing at CU, you playing for the Broncos as well, alongside Courtland Sutton. The vibe check that I was getting from Court yesterday, and I don't want to say it was a concern for me, but how does Courtland Sutton feel being the guy, right? The leader of the wide receiver room, and welcoming in a guy like Jalen Waddle, who is, in perception's sake, wide receiver one. It seems like he's handling that pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, Courtland is a pro's pro. That's what they call him, right? Pro's pro, and he's going to do everything the right way. But then you have to understand he is still human. In the back of his mind, it's compete mode. I have to compete for my spot in the sense of like being the number one receiver. You're working together, Jalen Waddle and Courtland Sutton, that is, but in the back of your head, you're saying, I still want to be the number one target. How do you do that? All right, you compete against each other, right? You put pressure on yourself. Pressure is either going to create that diamond or bust a pipe. And so when you're doing all that, you're making each other better. Iron sharpens iron. But for Court, he's saying all the right things, but he wants to compete. He wants to be the man here. And there's going to be a lot of interesting things going on during camp this year, AP.
Yeah, I think camp is going to be our first real opportunity. I know you guys were allowed to watch a little bit of the practice yesterday. I saw some of the footage online, right? But I think training camp is when we'll really get an idea of how this wide receiver room is coming together. And you took the words right out of my mouth. I look at it the exact same way as you. It doesn't seem like there's an egocentric play here between Jalen Waddle and Courtland Sutton. And I think it is going to be, in theory, one of those iron sharpens iron type of dynamics. And also just look at the different styles of play. Like Courtland Sutton is that big body 50-50 ball type of receiver, whereas Jalen Waddle is going to be a little bit more that speed demon. So, they've got different skill sets that I think ultimately will make the Denver Broncos much better. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, I want to talk a little NBA. Of course, we've got the NBA Finals on the mind. The New York Knicks looking to go up 2-0 over the San Antonio Spurs in the NBA Finals tonight, but there's a thought that I had watching the finals that applies to the Denver Nuggets. We'll talk about that next.
Summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. You get 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, pop-up tent, and Bluetooth speaker. Oh, and did we mention you also get a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler? Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. We'll see you at the lake. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Zach here on behalf of my friends at Homestrong, the highest rated structural company in the state with more than 300 5-star Google reviews. Family owned, more than 20 years of experience. If you see cracks, water issues, or a cold, dirty crawl space, start with a free inspection and quote. Homestrong handles everything: foundation repair, basement waterproofing, crawl space encapsulation, concrete lifting, decorative concrete, even turning crawl spaces into fully finished basements without calling another contractor. Financing is available, lifetime transferable warranty as well. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
Now at McDonald's, everyone can get more of what they want, when they want it, with McValue. You can choose your wake-up call. You can choose your study meal, or even your drive-through dinner.
Ah, the sun is rising, and our breakfast prices are falling. Right now, get a sausage McMuffin, hash browns, and more for under $3 each. Limited time only. Price or participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
If you're looking for an SUV that's ready for anything Colorado throws at you, Schomp Honda has you covered with the 2026 Honda Passport. It's bold, rugged, and built for the adventurer in all of us. Whether it's a mountain trail or a Monday morning commute, the 2026 Passport can handle it with ease. And with their one price, one person, 1 hour philosophy, you get a fair price up front, one advisor from start to finish, and way less time at the dealership. And remember, they never charge dealer handling fees.
Hey Glenn, how many times can you say Denver Roof Pros in 4 seconds?
Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
Where will you find her perfect engagement ring?
There's only one fine jeweler in Denver with all the world's top bridal designers. I'm Dylan Williams.
And I'm Shayna Williams from Williams Jewelers. Only here in our Bridal Design Gallery will you find Gabriel & Company, A. Jaffe, Hearts on Fire, and the legendary Tacori.
Thousands of diamond engagement rings from every style and every price range.
If it's on her Pinterest page, it's here.
Add to that our famous Williams Jewelers Diamond Bar with almost every size, shape, and price range diamond.
And our expert diamond professionals will help you put it all together perfectly.
At the guaranteed best price in Colorado. We even have flexible payment terms for qualified buyers, so you can do this today.
That's why more couples say, will you, with Williams.
Where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
The official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche. Williams Jewelers, where Colorado shines.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recycle-On Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at Bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recycleon.org/Colorado.
Hey, it's Zach here. Summer is here, and 5280 Exteriors is kicking it off with a huge June offer. Get free gutter guards when you purchase a whole house of siding. Lock in your project now and enjoy beautiful new siding before fall hits. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
We're living through a monetary crime scene, and your IRA or 401k is a key victim. Hi, Dr. Ron Paul here. In 1971, gold was $35 an ounce. After the dollar was cut loose from it, inflation soared. And in just 9 years, gold hit $850. People who diversified into precious metals survived and thrived. Today, we're in a worse position because we face inflation and massive debt. Fortunately, gold is still an option. My trusted friends at Birch Gold Group can help you own gold inside your retirement account. Plus, you pay 0 penalties on the transfer. Start now by getting a free info kit on gold. Text the word SECURE to 989898. We're facing the same monetary chaos as the 70s with significantly more debt. Get your free info kit from Birch Gold. Just text SECURE to the number 989898.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff basketball action continues as San Antonio faces New York in Game 2 starting at 6. Sunday on The Fan, San Francisco faces Chicago in baseball action starting at 5.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, cruising along here on a Friday. Anilo Piro in for Zach By alongside Phillip Lindsay. Got Dante Gomez behind the glass. Want to get Dante involved in this segment a little bit too because...
No, you don't, AP.
Yes, I do.
I don't want to hear anything
because
from
I
DG.
need a voice of reason because I think I know what your opinion of this is going to be. And obviously...
Oh, you know me well, huh?
I've got a hunch.
Okay,
right?
okay.
And
let's see.
So, look, the NBA Finals, you watched Game 1,
Yep.
right? Like, what a game between the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs. Look, I picked Knicks in 6.
Okay.
And I was getting clowned for that by some people. Like, I got some New York ties, and, my buddies from back in New York that root for the Knicks are loving me because of that. But there's also some people that are maybe, think it's San Antonio's time. And the thing that I was saying consistently is if the Knicks are going to win the series, they have to win Game 1, right? So, mission accomplished. Ultimately, we'll see what happens in Game 2. But I found myself watching Jalen Brunson in that fourth quarter.
I love me some
right?
Brunson.
And it makes me think back to what the Nuggets kind of used to be, right? And that lack of killer instinct. And I heard you going on and on about this. And Dante, you and I have talked about this on DST extensively as well. Like, I'm not trying to say Jalen Brunson is... Well, I do think Jalen Brunson's a better player than Jamal Murray. I'll come out and say that.
He's a dog.
But I still think Nikola Jokic is a better player overall than Jalen Brunson, right? But when I'm watching the Knicks, and look, it is one game, the Knicks showed me something in that first game that the Nuggets did not have against Minnesota.
And what's that? Is that the dog mentality?
Dog
Is that the
mentality,
physicality?
killer instinct, just a never say die type of attitude. Right? And so I feel like a lot of the conversations that have been centered around the Nuggets this offseason is like, is this the beginning of the end? And again, I don't think Jalen Brunson's as good of a player as Nikola Jokic is, but we can now have the real conversation for the first time really in at least a few years where is Nikola Jokic the best player in the NBA?
Also, so this is what we're going down to, right? The big question is we're talking about Jokic here, not Brunson, but
it's Jokic, and it's looking at what the Knicks did in Game 1, looking at what the Knicks have done throughout the course of the playoffs and saying, can the Nuggets do that again?
Okay, well, first, Dante had a stat yesterday that I thought was crazy. DG, are you listening, man? The stat that you gave us about the Knicks.
He's forgetting back there. Look at that.
I don't remember what stat I had.
Or not the stat or the facts.
Is it how many days since they lost?
Yes.
Yes, and Nilo actually brought it up as well on the show. Nilo tried to get me on it.
Yeah,
and I was like, no. I already did this a couple hours ago. But yeah, 42 days now?
I believe so. The last time the New York Knicks lost a basketball game, it was the night of the NFL draft.
That is
we were at the Sportsbook Bar and Grill
crazy.
doing that stuff, yeah.
And so with that being said, look, Brunson, the Knicks, they have something special over there. And it does start with Brunson. It starts
Right.
with his dog mentality and the ice in his veins. When it matters most, he comes through for his team. He finds ways to get involved, even if it's not scoring, it's moving around. Something that I wish Jokic would do more of, and I know he's a big guy, and there's two different positions, but just move around the court, make yourself more available. And for Brunson, because he is more short, low to the ground, shifty, like
Very
he's always
shifty.
moving, so he's getting lost in the shuffle. All of a sudden you look up and he's open for this shot, and then he makes the hard, tough shots. Now, with that being said, yeah, right now when you compare Jokic to Brunson, Jokic has been doing it more consistently, and he's just that good. So I'm not going to compare Brunson and Jokic.
No.
Jokic is better than Brunson.
I think it's more so a comparison of grit and desire from a team, right? And I think for me, look, Nikola Jokic did not have a good series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Not as bad as Jamal Murray did, right? And Jamal Murray's performance in that series, we've seen Jamal Murray play like Jalen Brunson is currently playing this playoff. I think back to the Lakers series, think back to the bubble, of course, which now feels like a lifetime ago. But the question, I'm watching the Knicks, DG, and the thing that I'm trying to answer to myself is I'm trying to rationalize what happened to the Nuggets, and I'm wondering if they can get back to where they had been, which it appears to be where the Knicks are right now.
Well, I got a question for both of you guys. You guys familiar with the guy down in Phoenix, Dylan Brooks?
Of course. I'd love him in Denver.
If you swap Dylan Brooks and Cam Johnson, do the Denver Nuggets win their first-round series?
See, you know what's interesting about that is Cam Johnson was actually pretty good in Game 5.
He was.
He was the best player in that game.
But from a mentality standpoint, what he brings to the team, the competitive edge.
So mentality, I understand, but also you still have to put in the work, right? You still have to make the shots go in. Does Dylan Brooks move that needle when it comes to playmaking ability?
He had a pretty good year, and obviously he's not the primary playmaker.
Yeah.
I'd have to look into the stats, but I would guess he averaged around 18 points. He might have averaged more points a game
20
than
points a
Cam
game.
Johnson did.
Okay, so if he's
3.6
averaging that,
rebounds.
right? Okay, so he's averaging that with the mentality, which is everything.
It's infectious to the team as well.
It definitely is. This is why we praise someone like Nathan McKinnon from the Colorado Avalanche, because of the mentality, the intense mentality that I refuse to quit. I refuse to die, and we're going to win this game. So you know what? Yeah. If we had Dylan Brooks here with that mentality that, hey, man, I'm going to do the dirty work, and everybody feeds off that, because I guarantee you someone like AG would feed off of that too, saying, okay, you're getting down and dirty. I'm going to do the same thing, which is going to help Jokic out. It's going to free up Jokic and bring that physicality that the Denver Nuggets are missing.
So do the Nuggets need a pest or a quote unquote bad guy to kind of inspire that?
I don't even
out
know
of
if
their
it's
team?
just one player, though. I think it's a fundamental thing with the organization, and I honestly think it starts with Nikola Jokic, right? He's your best player. He's certainly, if we want to say he's not the best player in basketball, which I think you can argue at this point, he's still certainly a top 3, top 5 player in the game today. I will stamp that. I don't think that's rocket science necessarily for
I'm not
anyone.
going to argue with you.
Right, but it starts, you got to look and I'm not trying to make this the Michael Malone conversation necessarily, but Michael Malone provided this team with the juice that they lacked from the players.
Yes.
Right? And I look at David Adelman, I've said it on DST, I'll say it right here. And I think David Adelman's a good basketball mind, but the guy's got no motion, no aura, no juice. There's nothing that David Adelman has done on the sideline that makes, at least from afar, makes me feel inspired. It doesn't look like the team gets fired up and inspired by the message of David Adelman. It's literally burned into my memory, that sequence coming out of the timeout of David Adelman trying to pep his guys up in Game 5.
But see, and this is where, I think, ZB, I feel like he has that similar philosophy as you when it comes to, David Adelman and getting his team fired up. These are grown-ass men that are making millions upon millions of dollars. You have Jokic, one of the greatest players in the world, if you want to continue to call him that. Why do we have to give him that pep talk?
I agree.
I'm with you,
I think
right?
that's fair.
For Jokic, it's step up and do something. Jamal, step up and do something. And that's just not who they are. So with that being said,
but I don't know if that's not who they are. That's not who they've been lately.
No,
they were like that in the championship.
I don't think
season.
they ever were.
Jamal Murray had.
I don't think they ever were.
Jamal
AP.
Murray has some killer instinct in him. Yes,
Where?
it's just disappeared.
Show me.
Do
Where
you not
was the
remember
killer?
Jamal Murray made
Making
a shot?
Okay,
the quote from Anthony Davis.
Look, AP. A killer instinct is not making a shot. It's a mentality that every time I step on that damn court, we're going to go at it. All right? Michael Jordan had a killer mentality.
Correct.
Does someone like Jamal Murray even have half of what Michael Jordan had? The intensity? No.
I think
Jamal Murray shuts down more than he's intense.
Here's the flip side of it too. You'd say Nathan McKinnon has killer instinct.
He
no?
does.
And how far has that gotten the Avalanche? Right. So I don't think it's necessarily one player. I think it's a collective thing with the organization. That's what I think.
So we're
it is.
blaming the organization for what Jamal Murray is not doing. A grown
But I don't
man.
think it's just Jamal. It's not like Jokic had a great series.
Well,
against
you have
Minnesota.
to look like it's within you. Like you have to have that fire. You have to go out there and look for that type of guy, the Dylan Brooks of the league, right? There's not a lot of Dylan Brooks out there. There's only one Dylan Brooks that has that mentality, right? And so you have to find those guys to pair with someone like Jokic and Jamal that's willing to do the dirty work. If you can't do that, then you're going to have a soft-ass team, which the Nuggets were this year.
No, you make some good points. You do make some good points, and I hear you. And again, like
Killer
it's
instinct. Jamal Murray doesn't have no damn killer instinct.
but it's not like Jamal Murray's a slouch.
I never said he was. We're talking about instinct. We're talking about aggression. We're talking about when you need him the most, he's going to come through, and that's not Jamal Murray, and it hasn't been for a while.
You said in a while, but we've seen it before. Right?
Yeah.
And that's where I try to phrase the conversation is looking at what the Knicks are doing right now, and obviously what San Antonio was able to do against the Oklahoma City Thunder. You know, it's just something that's currently lacking with this Denver Nuggets team. So ultimately, we'll see how they address that this offseason. Speaking of addressing things, now that we know that Jared Bednar is back in the saddle with the Colorado Avalanche, what adjustments and changes do they need to make to the roster this summer? That's next.
Is it just sack by? Or does it seem like people are always trying to make excuses as to why the Avalanche fell short of another Stanley Cup?
But here's the thing. It's like, before this, it was, dude, well, it's just Dallas. You know, it's like, I get that on social media. You know, hey, they ran into a buzzsaw. Get over it. Well, last year was a buzzsaw against Dallas. The year before, it was just another buzzsaw against Dallas. The year before, it was a first-round upset to the Kraken. You know, it's like, it's always something.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener. Like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV, but if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to it at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-895-1414. That's 800-895-1414.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR, advancedhair.com.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. Denver's recent hailstorm hit hard. Golf ball size hail, damaged shingles, cracked siding, dented gutters. You might not see it from the ground, but your roof took a beating. And I don't want you to wait around for a leak to find out. Call Monarch Construction and Roofing today for your free no-obligation storm damage inspection. Monarch works directly with your insurance company, so you don't have to. Monarch Construction and Roofing, your local Denver storm damage experts. Visit monarchroofing.com to schedule your appointment today. Monarch Roofing is your official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse. That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st to August 31st, we're offering a $300 bonus when you open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit of $500 or more. They're changing your account number. You can change who you bank with. Go to belco.org/switch for full offer details. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Belco. Banking for everyone.
Calling all food enthusiasts. Join Cresco Restaurant Equipment and Supply Company for their 4-day expo sale from June 10th to 13th in Aurora. Enjoy incredible discounts with top quality restaurant equipment and supplies. Meet factory reps, dive into their huge product selection, and enjoy free food and giveaways. Don't miss out. Visit them at 751 Billings Street and search for Cresco Denver Expo for details. Cresco, your local culinary headquarters.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, welcome back into the program. It is The Drive. Danilo Piro in for Zach By, alongside Phillip Lindsay. Hope everyone is doing well out there. Getting ready for the weekend. I can't believe it's June, Phil.
Man,
it's unbelievable.
Flies. Time flies, AP, man. And we're only getting started. Broncos are around the corner. It's going to be a long, long summer. It's going to be a long, long summer. But we're going to be ready for it, AP.
Yeah, I'm watching the Stanley Cup final last night. I'm kind of thinking like this should be the Avs. And obviously Carolina last night in thrilling overtime fashion gets the Stanley Cup knotted up at a game apiece. But for a while there, Phil, it looked like Vegas, and they still very well could be that team of destiny. But if they go up 2-0 in that game last night.
Vegas screwed it up for themselves. It's like, how do you have a major meltdown like that? You've already been through that. You were able to shut out the Colorado Avalanche because you were able to take the 2 games away on the road. And they had a chance to do it last night, and they messed it up, AP. So I don't know, man. You start to give Carolina that momentum, the confidence back, and all of a sudden you look up and here we go.
Yeah, it's a tough loss. Obviously some controversy on the challenge of goaltender interference. Vegas thought it was a goal. And, Mark Messier was talking about it extensively, like going back and forth at one point. I think it was the intermission going into overtime about disagreeing with the official and this and that. It made for good television, but ultimately Carolina ties the series up at a game apiece. But like I bring that up because I'm still, as I mentioned, I'm watching the Stanley Cup final play out, and I can't help but think, here we are now on June the 5th. We should be reacting to a Game 2 victory or loss for the Colorado Avalanche. And obviously that is not the case. We get the news this week, though. We know McFarland's out now in Nashville, but Jared Bednar coming back with the Avs.
Yeah, Bedsy's back, and, I've been a big advocate for Jared Bednar to stay here, and I'm happy that he is back. And actually, I would not be surprised if they get some kind of extension done with him because it's the Colorado Avalanche. They're ran really well when it comes to what they do in their organization. They love Bednar, just like a lot of fans out there. The players enjoy Bednar being in the building, and they win. That's one thing they do. They win. Now, of course, we want to see cups. And we're still in a window, and I know ZB doesn't want to hear this, and good thing he's not here today. I might have to hit him upside his head. But they're still in the window to win a cup. A cup or bust is definitely going to be what we talk about again next year. And I know somebody out there saying, well, how could it be a bust if nothing ever busts? It will definitely next year if the Colorado Avalanche cannot get it done.
Yeah, I'm with you. Look, I'm in complete lockstep agreement about bringing back Jared Bednar, and I speculate that there could be an extension at some point here in the near future. But the question is, you can't just run it back. Like, right? We're seeing the Denver Broncos, just for a cross-sport comparison, like running it back for the most part. Like, you lose JFM, but for, you still you got your running back room, right? You bring J.K. Dobbins back, Bo Nix, all that kind of stuff as well. The Avalanche have to make some upgrades, and I think the core still remains the core, right? I don't expect McKinnon, McCarr, Natchez, any of those guys to go anywhere.
Okay, so
Obviously,
Natchez is
yeah, I think
staying
Natchez
too, right?
is safe, and ultimately we see what Joe Sakic ends up doing
Well,
as
I
the
floated his
interim
name.
GM.
Yeah, I floated his
You're
name.
gonna
around
float
a
his
couple-
name?
Yeah, well, I just asked. I said, hey, Natchez, like, of course, during the regular season was phenomenal. 100 points, had 38 goals. Like, that's what you're looking for. But when you needed him the most, just like Nathan McKinnon or Kale, but you're not going to get rid of Kale or Nathan McKinnon, Natchez did not come to play. And maybe he's a guy because he has that high ceiling, he had a great year, you can get a bunch of pieces for him. That's all. That's it. I don't want him to go, but hey, if you're going to do a trade, sometimes a good trade is going to sting. It's going to hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I understand what you're talking about. I expect Marty Natchez to be back. I think part of the reason as to why we expect the Avalanche to be a top, call it 4 or 5 team in hockey, if not the best team in the regular season next year, is a large part because of Marty Natchez alongside the Cale Makars, the Nathan McKinnons of the world. But the question then becomes, how do you improve this roster? Right, like what are some deficiencies? Like, we could be cliche and talk about the power play. I know everyone wants to talk about the goaltending situation as well. I don't think goaltending, even power play to a certain extent, are primary reasons as to why the Avalanche got bounced against the Vegas Golden Knights. I think they just got out hockeyed, right, for lack of a better phrase there. Like, Vegas was just a team on a mission. Colorado had no counterattack, and ultimately that's where we find ourselves now sitting on the sidelines. But if there's one area or position group or aspect of the Avalanche you think they need to upgrade this offseason, what would you say that is?
You know, we sit here for multiple years talking about Val Nichushkin.
Yep.
Right? We talk about how we need Val to step up. We need Val to be in a great mindset, a headspace, so that we can win. And when Val was at his best, we won a cup. But the thing about this is Val hasn't been his best. And a lot of times when you're watching these games, you forget that Val is out there playing. And that can't be the case when you're making a lot of money. Guys, Val was on an 8-year, $49 million contract. All right, his contract expires in the 29-30 season. You're sitting here with, if you get rid of him, you're going to have to give up $6 million. So you're losing $6 million. You need a guy like that to step up. So if I'm Sakic right now, who's the general manager, until somebody else decides that they want to step up, be the general manager, so Sakic can go back to the president's spot, you're looking to maybe move someone like Val to kind of, see if you can get something for him, or just have a salary dump, because you know that at some point you're going to have to rebuild this roster up with a couple younger players. So I would start with someone like Val, AP.
Yeah, I think theoretically getting off of Val Nichushkin makes a lot of sense. The question is, I would think they'd get pennies on the dollar for a guy like Val Nichushkin, just given his situation, right? It's like when you're moving your TV back and forth, as I'm about to do with my apartment to my new apartment, right? And it's like, it's very fragile, right? You make one wrong turn, one wrong bump, and you're going to break the darn thing. That's kind of how I would think NHL teams view Val Nichushkin, knowing that he's one strike away from no longer playing in the NHL. Like, that's a real concern.
All you need is one trigger.
But you also got to look at the history, right? You got to look at the history of Val Nichushkin and just, if you're going to give up significant capital, and I'm not exactly sure what Val Nichushkin would fetch, but you're talking about getting younger, some upgrades at different positions. I hear you there. I just don't know if trading or getting off of Val Nichushkin, I understand the money aspect of it as well. I'm not sure that's the top play necessarily for the Avalanche. I think it makes a lot of sense.
All right, so what would you do?
To me,
I think keep Val and say, Val, keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to pay you a lot of money, and you just keep doing what you're doing. Don't show up in the playoffs, and you're going to be just fine.
I wouldn't say that I'm like, hell, it's not like a guarantee I'm keeping Val. I'm just saying I'm not sure if that's their most efficient path to upgrading. And I think the getting off of Val is less about what you get back and more so about freeing up cap space to make additional moves. To me, I think one of the weak points of the Avalanche in particular, I'd say even for a majority of the playoffs, but in particular in that Western Conference final against the Vegas Golden Knights, was the play of Devon Toews. And I'm not saying trade. I'm not saying trade Devon Toews. I'm just saying, do you consider that maybe his days of being on the first pairing are maybe behind him?
All right.
I think you have to make an upgrade defensively and get someone a little bit more effective next to Cale Makar if you want to, kind of push your chips all the way in.
You know what? And at first I thought I was going to have a bunch of pushback on that. But you're not saying you want to get rid of Taser. You're saying you want to bump him down to the second pairing.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm all for that. One,
He's not going third,
I don't want to go that far. The second pairing, because he still brings a lot to the table, and he was put in a bad situation where you're having him as the quarterback on your power play, and he's left-handed, right? And you're not looking for a left-hander to be your quarterback when you have someone like Netches and you have Nate Dogg that's on that left circle. This is why Kale was better for that, and so I'm okay with putting Devon Taves on the second pairing, but I don't want to get rid of him. I would look at someone like Ross Colton as another guy, right? He has $4 million of a cap hit, and he was like hot or cold. Now, if I remember right, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's a time during the playoffs where he was sitting up in the press box.
Ross Colton?
Yeah, or what was that?
Ross Colton was he had a couple big goals throughout the course of the playoffs.
Who was sitting in the press box for a second? No. There was another one.
I don't know who you're talking about off the rip here. I mean, Ross Colton, made a couple. I want to say against the Wild had a big goal. Like, Ross Colton's name was mentioned a handful of times throughout the course of the postseason run. Like, Nichushkin had one good assist as well. But ultimately, we'll see where it goes here, man. The Avalanche find themselves in an interesting kind of crossroads. How do they try to improve themselves this offseason? We'll see what Joe Sakic ends up doing there. But, guys, summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. Here's what you get. 2 paddleboards, 2 chairs, a cooler, a pop-up tent, Bluetooth speaker, and a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler. All you got to do is download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. All right, when we come back, we'll talk a little Denver Broncos football, the parity of opinions when it comes to what the Broncos are going to be next season. How good do we think the Broncos are going to be? Who's got it right? Who's got it wrong? Phil and I will debate that next.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child ages 8 to 14 will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. So your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at denversports.com/camp. That's denversports.com/camp.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of my friends at American Financing. Let's do some honest math. The interest rate on your credit cards, 20% or more. Your mortgage rate, much lower. So why are you sending hundreds of dollars a month to credit card companies when your home's equity could wipe out that debt? That's exactly what American Financing helps homeowners do. And they're doing it every single day for people just like you. Consolidate, collaborate, conquer. The average customer saves around $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants are licensed in all 50 states. No upfront fees, no obligation. Stop financing your past and start funding your future. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. And if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more. Getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Are you in the market for a new air conditioner? Well, hold on. You need to think about a heat pump. It cools and heats your home. My team at ROX are Colorado's heat pump experts and rebate specialists. Get up to $12,000 in energy rebates and credits. These savings are incredible, but they're only available for a limited time. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And if you need serious car repairs but don't want the hassle of a shop, All Points Automotive is 100% mobile. From engine rebuilds to transmission replacements and all the mechanical work you need, they come to you guys. To book your appointment, visit allpoints-automotive.com.
The playoffs bring out the teams that perform when the pressure is highest and every possession matters. When you're bidding an electrical project, you don't want a streaky shooter. You want a team with a 40-year winning record. That's Piper Electric. From commercial construction to EV charging, fire alarms, power distribution, and preventative maintenance, their electricians are safety-driven, highly skilled, and ready for complex environments. So when your project goes out for bids, take the high percentage shot. Visit piperelectric.com.
Flatland Cavalry. Shane Smith and the Saints. Fiddler's Green Amphitheater, Saturday, June 20th. Get your tickets now at AXS.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. General contractors, are you tired of working with 8 different subs for a single project? Homestrong is the answer. Their crews handle excavation, foundations, waterproofing, crawl spaces, and flat work. Visit BuildHomestrong.com. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
This segment on The Fan is built by Denver Deck Builders.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff basketball action continues as San Antonio faces New York in Game 2 starting at 6. Sunday on The Fan, San Francisco faces Chicago in baseball action starting at 5.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
All right, welcome on back into the program. Anilo Piro in for Zach By alongside Phillip Lindsay. 1 hour down, a few more to play with here on this Friday. Said it earlier, cannot believe we find ourselves in the beginning of June already. It is crazy. I mean, one step closer to minicamp, training camp, eventually preseason and regular season for the Denver Broncos. So exciting times ahead here at Denver Sports and just the overall Denver Sports calendar as we move forward. But the big story of the day, Phil, unfortunately, not a good one. Not a positive one.
Not good news.
Denver Broncos linebacker Jonathan Cooper arrested on domestic violence charges, Phil.
Yeah, man, it's unfortunate that this is coming out with someone like Jonathan Cooper, who I know and I got to meet and hang out with, and seemed like a really good guy. You know, and so I'm not going to jump to conclusions because I really don't know what happened. I know there's a bunch of reports out there, but you don't know what's real and what's not right now. So
right.
For us, like, we're going to read what Mike Kliss has found out about this situation, what the police reports say. And then for Jonathan Cooper, man, I just hopefully if all this goes well for him and this blows by at some point before the season starts, he understands that, man, this is serious, and you got to stop messing with certain things that are going to derail your career, man, and hurt your career if you're doing the right things. If you're not doing the right things, shame on you.
Yeah, it's obviously a very unfortunate story to get here on a Friday. Not even just on a Friday, just in general, right, with life and everything that comes along with it. And we know that Jonathan Cooper has been a stellar player for the Denver Broncos, but this isn't necessarily about Jonathan Cooper, the player. This is more so about Jonathan Cooper, the man, right? And what's going to happen potentially off the field with this situation. So I'll kind of break this down for you guys. And we've got Mike Kliss coming up here at 3:45 as well, live on the program. So we'll get an up-to-the-minute update on what is going on with Jonathan Cooper. But this is from this morning. According to the arrest affidavit, his girlfriend was arguing with Cooper over cheating allegations in his apartment. She admitted that she grabbed Cooper's phone from him and threw it across the room, then picked it up to go through it, the affidavit says. Cooper then got into a physical struggle with her, grabbed her arm, and took his phone back, according to the affidavit. She then tried to take the phone back, and Cooper, quote, braced his neck against her neck to prevent her from getting his phone, end quote, the affidavit reads. After the physical struggle was over, Cooper admitted that he told her he was going to break her phone if she did not leave the apartment, and that he bit her phone when she did not leave, causing, quote, disabling damage, according to the affidavit. So that's what we first heard this morning. And then an update, let's see here, just a few minutes ago from Mike Kliss, saying that Cooper's girlfriend's account of last night's incident has more serious allegations. According to the woman's affidavit, she told police Cooper grabbed her by the neck with one hand and lifted her off the ground and against the wall for about 1 minute. However, she told officers she did not lose consciousness or experience seeing spots, which are symptoms consistent with being strangled, the affidavit says. Officer Victoria Rodriguez, who wrote the woman's affidavit, said she did observe a small mark on her neck where she said Cooper grabbed her, scratches on her arm, and a small cut on her hand, according to the affidavit. However, Rodriguez said the, quote, markings and scratches did not appear consistent with a larger male lifting her up into the air by the throat, as well as being repeatedly thrown to the ground, end quote. So that's kind of where we're at here, is it appears that
this is getting messy.
It's
man.
a he said, she said, right? That's just kind of
yeah.
what we're trying to see through the trees here. But yeah, it's getting pretty messy, Phil.
Yeah, and that's like I said earlier, this is very unfortunate. You're getting ready to start the season if you're Jonathan Cooper. And by the way, Jonathan Cooper was not out. He was out there, but he was not participating in team or anything like that. He was on the other side of the field. So he's dealing with something unless it was a vet day. And then on Thursdays, during OTAs, Thursdays is the last day. So then you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then you get back to work Monday. So, you're going home on a Thursday night thinking that you get to spend time with your family or your girl, and you get that time off. And then this comes up for you where you're having this altercation at 2 o'clock in the morning. And so you have two different stories going on, which is, like we said earlier, it's very messy. And now it's like, who do you believe?
Yeah, and I don't even want to get into that necessarily. Again, you got to kind of let the facts play out here and then ultimately let the chips fall where they may. I mean, obviously, I think we all hope that this is maybe not as drastic as maybe as it appears to be. The phones and kind of the world we live in, right? It's a toxic environment to a certain extent. So, I mean, there's really not much for us to say beyond this is a very unfortunate situation, and ultimately we'll have to wait for the facts to come out. We know he's got a court hearing on Monday, so I'm sure we'll get some more updates and information by the time you guys do your show on Monday and everything else. But for right now, there's just, like, Jonathan Cooper, fused with the Broncos, like this is not the time to have that conversation.
No,
right? We don't know how it's played out yet.
No, that time will come if this ends up being more than what Jay Coop is saying. Then all of a sudden the NFL is getting involved, and once the NFL gets involved, I mean you're pretty much done. And now you're sitting there with your career over because of some decisions that you made.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And obviously, it wasn't so long ago that Jerry Jeudy was dealing with a similar situation. Yep. Obviously, remember the stuff with Von Miller. The one thing that I will say that I do feel comfortable commenting on is this one in particular is very surprising. Like, just because this is such a low-key Denver Broncos team, right? Like you don't hear anything about like Bo Nix, right? He'll get loud and animated on the field, but you hear nothing of this sort from any of the players on this team. I've been in that locker room. I've been around Jonathan Cooper, right? Like they are very much a quiet, humble bunch. That I think that's why this scenario in particular is, at least to me, a bit surprising.
Yeah, you're right. It's been very quiet over there when it comes to drama with the players and just with the organization. Usually when you're talking about the Denver Broncos, you're talking about the good in the Denver Broncos, the players.
Correct.
And what Bo Nix and what
and
the
the ownership group has done, right?
The facilities, the stadium that's coming next. And then, you get this news drop of Jonathan Cooper being arrested for assault on his girlfriend. So, man, hopefully all this passes by and J. Coop is okay. But, man, this is messy. Messy AP, and it sucks.
It's messy. And, again, we've got Mike Kliss coming up here at 3:45 on the program, so we'll get the up-to-the-minute information on this situation. I'll also encourage you guys to check out DenverSports.com, as well as the corresponding social media outlets, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. We will be all over this story as it pertains to Jonathan Cooper moving forward throughout the course of the weekend and into next week. Okay, but on a lighter note, right, a more fun conversation
Let's
and
get
topic
back
to
to
talk
some
about.
lightness.
I've heard you and Zach talking Broncos and this and that, and look, I think we all expect the Broncos to be a very good competitive team next year in the NFL. But when it comes to the consensus of what the Broncos are going to be, it seems like there's this wide range of some insiders and some quote-unquote experts believe the Broncos are an upper echelon. I believe it was I forget the guy's name off the rip here, but there was someone from Fox Sports that had the Broncos power ranked as the best team in the NFL. And on the flip side, you've got the Mina Kimes of the world and just other analysts and whatnot kind of talking down on the Broncos. Like, I've seen the Broncos as high as number 1 in the NFL, and I've seen the Broncos down in the low teens when it comes to power rankings and expectation for where this Broncos team is going to end up here in this coming season. And obviously, we know just how difficult the first 6 games of the schedule and of the season are going to be for the Broncos, right? Kansas City on the road, Jacksonville at home, Rams at home, San Francisco on the road, Chargers on the road, followed by the Seattle Seahawks. So from September 14th to October 15th, Phil, it's a gauntlet of a schedule for the Denver Broncos. But my question to you is, what's kind of your overall viewpoint of the Broncos? Do you think they're a top 10, top 5 NFL team?
I mean, I'm sitting here today, and I talked about this with ZB. I said the Denver Broncos got disrespected because they should be the Super Bowl favorites this year. And, you know, ZB was a little upset with me.
Whoa.
Yeah, and now I'm rethinking things just because what the Rams did. All right, Myles Garrett, that mega trade, and, of course, the Rams are the Super Bowl favorite no matter what.
Right.
And so you're adding him to the mix. It's like, okay, they're the favorite for sure. We're not even going to argue about it anymore. But the Denver Broncos, in my eyes, I believe, are still top 5. They were able to be dominant last year for the defense. They've already been dominant 2 years with that defense. Now, some people say there's a couple holes in there. Of course, you're playing 17 games. You need your offense to come along and help your defense out when they start to struggle. That has not been the case where your offense for Denver has helped the defense out. It's usually the defense bailing the offense out. So that's going to change this year. But also the reason why I believe that this team is top 5, the Denver Broncos we're talking about, is because of the continuity, bringing everybody back. And a lot of these guys made a bunch of plays, having that depth. Bo Nix going into year 3, understanding the system. Even if Davis Webb is calling plays, it's still Sean Payton's system. And so you have Davis Webb and Sean Payton coming up with these plays for Bo. Bo getting better just as a quarterback, you know, staying in the pocket a little bit longer, getting the ball out of his hands a little bit longer, being smart when he's running so he can stay healthy. I believe that this team is top 5. And, of course, everybody's going to have a different opinion on it because of how the Denver Broncos won last year. 11 one-score games the Denver Broncos won. So it leaves it up to debate, truly, is this team believable enough to win a lot this year against a tougher schedule and win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And ultimately, like I've said this before, that I think the Broncos could actually have fewer wins in this regular season, right? I can see them winning 11, 12 games and actually being a better team than they were last year, right? I thought 14 wins was crazy. I remember sitting in this chair and Cecil's picking 13 wins and Will's picking 13 wins. And I'm like, what is going on with the world? I think the Broncos are going to be good.
I was questionable at the beginning. I was like, what the hell are you doing?
To think that they undersold it, right? I mean, I can't find one person that had the Broncos at 14 wins last year, right? So that's that. But I also think, like, I'll look at it from the prism of the AFC, right? And again, we've seen some different rankings and lists where the Broncos kind of fluctuate in standing.
Yeah.
I've seen the Broncos as high as number 1. I've seen them top 5. And you look at ESPN's FPI, they have them at 15th. And when you look at Super Bowl odds, they're middle of the pack, about the 11th shortest odds to win the Super Bowl. But I'm looking at the AFC, and I think there's one team I could legitimately make an argument for that is as good, if not better, than the Broncos.
Okay.
That to me would be the Buffalo Bills.
All right. So it's Buffalo still, even with the coaching change.
I think it's Buffalo. I feel very good about the Broncos head-to-head against the majority of these other teams. Now, could I see the Broncos losing to a Bengals? Could I see the Broncos losing to a Ravens in a playoff game? Sure. But if I have to power rank these teams right now, I think you can make an argument for the Buffalo Bills.
I mean, you can always because of Josh Allen, right?
Correct.
You have Josh Allen. When you have a franchise quarterback like him, that's going to keep you in games, that's as dominant as he is, you always have a chance, just like Patrick Mahomes. But, man, I can't believe, AP, you would put Buffalo ahead of Denver.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I can make the argument. I
don't even think you can make the argument. I mean, head-to-head last year, Denver still found a way to win.
And I know that's what everyone's going to go to, but and again,
I just went to it, so
right,
tell me.
And look, the numbers, I know people don't like to feed into this conversation, but I'll say it once again. When the Buffalo Bills come here, what date do we have this game? I know it's Christmas, right? Yeah, Friday, December the 25th, and ultimately we'll have to see how this series or how this season plays out. I mean, does anyone think the Broncos are going to be a home field favorite in that matchup?
Depending on, it just all depends on how it looks.
And I'm looking at it through the odds makers prism because I do think those guys are spot on. Like Dante, this line is going to be Buffalo -2.5. Like that's what the line's going to be.
I think it might be worse. I'm going to actually try to find it here. I bet you it's already out.
Okay.
Yeah, you're probably right. But yeah, I mean, I think outside of that, man, like I think the Broncos are an upper echelon team for sure in the AFC. Like when it comes to the NFL, I'll leave that out of it. I've just paid more attention to the AFC. But like Broncos are better than the Steelers. I still believe my hot take in football season right now, or leading up to football season, I'm still not buying what New England's selling. I don't think New England's making the playoffs.
You don't think? Oh, hold on.
I'll put that out there.
AP, they just traded for A.J. Brown. Drake
and
May,
they just had Stephon
Drake
Diggs.
May honestly probably got snubbed because there was a guy that voted for Justin Herbert, right? He voted for Justin Herbert. There was only one vote for Justin Herbert, which kind of messed it up for the voting, and Matthew Stafford ends up winning it. And you're telling me that the New England Patriots are not making
That's
the playoffs?
my hot take. I'm willing to go out on that limb there. I'm not, and I think New England's schedule is essentially as difficult as Denver's. I think the off-the-field stuff might come back to crawl up and bite them. I don't know. I'm not buying what New England's selling. And I think I look at some of these other contending teams, right, in the AFC, right? Cincinnati, always filled with hype, never live up to the expectation.
I will agree with you on that.
Baltimore, a new head coach. Jacksonville loses Travis Etienne, right? And
but see, this the thing, though. Right, the AFC is a gauntlet because of the quarterbacks.
Correct.
The quarterbacks make a difference. Jacksonville
made a
has
big difference
good quarterbacks. Joe Burrow, the last time we beat the Bengals, Joe Burrow was not playing. Joe Burrow changes that whole dynamic, and even when he got back in the mix, when he came back from that toe, Joe Burrow's winning games. So, man, it's going to be tougher than we're expecting. And there's a couple of teams that definitely can compete with the Denver Broncos. This is the NFL. Everybody is good. Even the Dolphins, who are supposedly not going to be good this year because they're giving up all their players, will still compete. And if you're not ready for those moments, they will whoop your ass. And I always bring back, for me, we thought we were just going to beat up on the poor old Jets. The Jets suck. They still suck. But that day, the Jets were the best team in the NFL, felt like, and they put up 20, 30 points on us. They had two running backs go for over 100 yards. And so
look,
any given Sunday, you can be beat. And when you have a quarterback like a lot of these AFC teams do, you're going to compete. Now, I will agree, the Denver Broncos are still better than these teams because they have an offense, they have a defense, and they still have Sean Payton.
I want to put this on the record because I see we got some text coming down the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. I was as down on the Broncos last year as anybody at this station. I had the Broncos winning 11 games before the year, and I thought it was fool's gold what they were doing at times during the regular season. I'm not a Bronco fan. I'm not a Bronco fan. I want to come out. No.
Why?
Because objectively,
Okay.
I think Bo Nix is going to be healthy. I think this
All right.
team's taking another step. Going back to the conversation we had earlier in the show, I think bringing in Jalen Waddle is going to raise the floor of this offense.
Without a doubt.
I think this defense is going to be as good as advertised as they were last year, and I think promoting Davis Webb to play caller is going to unlock some stuff here for this Broncos team. And I agree with you completely. The continuity that Denver possesses, I think, is enough for me to peg them as a top 3 team in the AFC. How are these standings going to shake out? I don't know.
So top 3. So who's number 1? So you have Buffalo
I
number
would
1?
argue, and here's what I'll say. There's 3 teams I think you could put in any order in
And
the
we're
AFC.
talking about the AFC.
AFC. I think there's 3 teams. You could make either one of these teams 1, 2, or 3.
Okay.
I think it's Buffalo. I think it's Denver. And here's the team that I think is going to throw some people before a whirl.
All right.
I think it's the Houston Texans.
You know, you don't sound crazy about Houston. They've been in it since DeMeco Ryans has showed up. They've been in the playoffs. Now, C.J. Stroud's going to have to do more than he has, and maybe cutting his hair. If you guys know, he cut his hair. So he's looking more professional, he said. He needs to get his act together because he had a horrible year last year, especially in the playoffs. They could be a contending team. They are a contending team, but they could be a one that makes a bunch of noise. But to answer your question, like the top 3, it goes to Denver Broncos and then the Buffalo Bills. we got to stop putting Buffalo in there just because of Josh Allen.
Yeah, and it's
about the defense. Buffalo doesn't have a defense. They have a run game, but they don't stick with it long enough. They have a new head coach that a lot of Buffalo fans don't agree with. And then, of course, for Josh Allen, he still has to get over the hump and show us that he can get to a Super Bowl. That's just like Lamar Jackson. I love me some Lamar Jackson, but you have to prove you have these MVPs. And yet no Super Bowl. Haven't even smelled that Super Bowl yet. And that's what a great quarterback will do. And that's why Patrick Mahomes is still one of the greatest players to play the game, because he wins football games. Now, with that being said, too, with the Denver Broncos, they have all that. They have all what you need, and they have more, because a head coach matters when it comes to the playoffs, and having Bo Nix there and already Bo Nix out-dueling Josh Allen, you have to put Denver ahead of Buffalo. You have to, AP.
And I don't disagree with you. I just think you can make an argument, right? And that's where, to me, it's Houston in no specific order. It's Houston, Denver, Buffalo. And honestly, you want to hear the unpopular take that I think a lot of Broncos country is going to gag over? Don't worry, it's not the Chiefs. I think it's the Chargers. I think the Chargers are a team that could be a serious problem. Yeah, I think Mike McDaniel is going to make a big difference there. It ultimately comes down to me, the health of their offensive line. But point being, you and I are both in agreement with the Fox Sports of the world that the Broncos are closer to an upper echelon team than a middle of the pack team in the NFL.
I have the Broncos top 5. And
top
you have
five,
them
top
top 5.
five, top 5.
Top 5.
Yeah, I like it. All right, let us know your thoughts. RamosLaw.com, text line 303-713-1043. And we will revisit this topic throughout the course of the show as well. So if there's a team that you'd put above Denver in the AFC, put your name on the text and give us a reason why, and we'll give you a shout out here on this show. But guys, is your child interested in picking up the game of football? Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan for our 3rd annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Children aged 8 to 14 can enjoy hands-on coaching from former Denver Broncos players like Mark Schlereth, our own Phillip Lindsay, and of course Brandon Stokely, as well as a staff of coaches from Denver South. All proceeds benefit Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. For more information and to register your child, just head to denversports.com/camp.
Guys, come have fun, man. Come have fun, learn something new. Your kids can run around and get to be around a bunch of great dudes that have been at the professional level, but I also love to teach the youth, love to teach the young kids, and you're going to take some away from coming over here and learning from us.
Phil, Stoke, and Stink will be down there. Again, head to the website to check it out, and you will not regret it this summer if you're looking for something for the little ones to do. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, it's time for the 3 count back here on The Fan.
With Cortland Sutton and Jalen Waddle being the top guys, who will end up being the Broncos' 3rd most productive receiver this season?
Evan Ingram. I think you might see, he's in the 2nd year here. He'll be more comfortable with Bo, with the offense. And then I think you're going to see Davis Webb highlight the tight end more than maybe Sean Payton did.
I think Pat Bryant is a guy that they really like.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
I need a little range, step to the range, come on, meet me at the
Introducing the new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club Sandwich. With that juicy Chick-fil-A chicken on a buttermilk ranch bun, jalapeno ranch sauce, and pickled jalapenos, it's a little ranch with a lot of kick. The new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club with original spicy or grilled filet. Available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
SodaDietAndNutrition.com. It's where you need to go, or call them up, 866-800-SODA. Cecil Lammy here, and 5 years ago I lost 60 pounds with soda, and I'm never going back, never gaining the weight back. Why? Because I learned how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat, and I had a real nutritionist available to me via text whenever I had questions, concerns, or just straight up needed that encouragement. Looking and feeling 10 years younger, you want the same thing? SodaDietAndNutrition.com, 866-800-SODA, because soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a super fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. But wait, there's more. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be switching to an American wireless company that's committed to keeping 100% of its customer service in this country. I appreciate that. In fact, that's why I switched. I also appreciate the way they support our vets and our skilled workforce. Dial pound 250, say micro, and get unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. That's pound 250 micro. Stop paying twice what you need to pay for the service you want and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. Denver's recent hailstorm hit hard. Golf ball size hail, damaged shingles, cracked siding, dented gutters. You might not see it from the ground, but your roof took a beating. And I don't want you to wait around for a leak to find out. Call Monarch Construction and Roofing today for your free no-obligation storm damage inspection. Monarch works directly with your insurance company, so you don't have to. Monarch Construction and Roofing, your local Denver storm damage experts. Visit monarchroofing.com to schedule your appointment today. Monarch Roofing is your official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
Okay, I admit it. At 303 Law 4040, we like to have a little fun with the made-for-TV lawyers who pretend that they're from Colorado. In reality, they live in places like Chicago, Arizona, Texas. Heck, one guy flies in from New York City. New York City! Just so he can do his commercial and fly back home. Crazy thing happening here in Colorado. Outside private equity funds are pouring millions of advertising dollars to prop up these guys and get them to pretend they are local voices that you can trust. So what really happens when you call one of those pretend made-for-TV lawyers? Here's an example. A young man was hurt. He called one of those guys. The insurance company said, nah, we're denying the claim. No money for you. His made-for-TV lawyer said, sorry. So his friend said, you need to call 303 Law 4040. We took the case and told the insurance company their denial was BS. And they said, you're right. Here's all the money. If you've been injured, don't waste your time calling a pretend made-for-TV lawyer. Call 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. It's 303 Law 4040.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice. This is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. That's 303-590-5600. Go Able.
Bring Able to the table.
When you own your own business, you need to keep things moving. Need to book a last-minute flight? Earn a $300 travel credit to cover that. Need to take a meeting before takeoff? Do it from the comfort of the Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club. Need to catch your breath before you board? Done. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff basketball action continues as San Antonio faces New York in Game 2 starting at 6. Sunday on the Fan, San Francisco faces Chicago in baseball action starting at 5.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 Count on The Drive.
All right, AB, here we go.
Let's go.
Coming off the top rope with it. Woo!
Wow. That was
Here
a
we go.
good one. That was a Friday.
Take that, ZB.
Like that. I like that. I hope he's listening. I hope he's listening. Yeah,
My
it
man's
is
probably
the
on a mountain hanging off a cliff.
Yeah, something like that. It is the 3 Count brought to you by our friends at Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts. And we had an absolute banger in the NHL last night. The Carolina Hurricanes taking care of business in overtime fashion. A game they had to have, Phil. They knocked the series up at a game apiece, but not without a little help from the Zebras. A goal that was essentially overturned. I don't know if overturns the proper word to necessarily use, but Vegas ends up challenging a goaltender interference call. They lose the challenge, results in a penalty, and away we go. It felt like Vegas was going to be up 2-0 in the Stanley Cup final. That is not the case as Carolina secures a split.
Yeah, AP, it's unfortunate how it ended and what they went through to get to that point. But at the end of the day, when you have a lead, just like for the Colorado Avalanche, you got to hold it. Right, the Avs at one point in the series when they were playing against the Vegas Golden Knights, they were up 3-0, and you look up and they lose that game. For the Vegas Golden Knights, they get a taste of their own medicine. You have to find a way to win, all right, especially when you're up big on a team. And for Carolina, you know they have the firepower. They have the horse. They had the horses. They were looking for an opportunity. They got an opportunity to come their way. They took advantage of it, and now the series is tied 1-1.
Did you see the puck that Brayden McNabb took off his face?
Man,
straight to the dome?
That's why I don't play hockey. That's why I don't play hockey. I love my teeth. And those pucks are so hard. Man, it could have killed that man.
Yeah, it's a weapon. It's a weapon the way that puck comes at you. And obviously he's not helped off the ice, but he gets himself off the ice immediately, does not return, goes to a local hospital. Let me ask you this, Dante, and Drew, if you want to get involved too. Is there any dollar amount in the world that you would get paid to get hit in the face with a puck like that? Is there any number
There's
could
definitely a
acquit?
number, but it's high. I'm
like, we talking
500K?
Like Nathan McKinnon is shooting a puck at you.
Yeah.
You're taking it?
I go 500K.
Oh, I mean,
you're going to be in the hospital for like a month, but you get
Wait, let me ask you this. Do you get the medical bills covered?
Yeah,
or does that
medical
come
bills
out of the
covered
500?
plus
So a
500K.
net of 500K.
Yes.
You're crazy, man. I'm not taking a puck to the head.
Oh.
Like you can die. Drew, what are you doing?
As someone who has taken a puck to the face, no, there is no number that I'm willing to sit there and actually do it. No,
How
chance.
long were the lingering effects of that when you took the puck to
I
the
mean,
face?
a couple weeks. Like, took it right in the eye. And from then on, I wore a mask. Never took it off again. Yeah.
Phil?
No, I'll tell you right now. Hell no. And then you add in Nathan McKinnon's the one that's taking the shot? Oh, no. I love my teeth. I love my face. I don't want him rearranging my face because that puck is so hard. And you have it on that ice, so it's cold and it's hard already. And you add the coldness to it, the ice, I'm good, man. I'm good.
You know, I already hate like going to the dentist as is, but you got to go, right? Like, I feel like if I took a puck to the face one time, we're talking about 2 weeks of agony.
2 weeks.
For $500,000, if not more. I'd probably want a little bit more, but I could probably settle at $500K. Like, $500K would be my floor, Dante.
Yeah.
2
I
weeks
would
of
agree with
suffering,
that.
I get a new car, down payment on the house, right? That's
Exactly.
life changing.
See, you know what it is? These guys sleeping in their silk sheets.
Exactly.
Me and AP got
We're
it out
grinding,
the mud.
right?
Exactly.
We're exactly
You
right.
guys are
smart.
nuts, man. You guys are nuts.
Yeah, it feels like that's a game check from me back in the day. I've seen plenty of
Man, I want my health. I want my teeth. And I don't want to be feeling pain. You guys want $500,000.
Yeah,
but you guys are going to be in pain for more than 2 weeks. I'll tell you that much.
I'm going to Blackhawk. I'm putting it on red. I'm doubling it up to $1 million.
Oh,
that's what we're doing. It's a free spin at life, right? You got to level up with it. But
you see, that's why you don't have $500,000.
Yeah,
You're
no.
gonna go bet it all, gamble it all away.
No, but yeah, that was crazy last night. I cringed watching that with Brayden McNabb, and ultimately we'll see if he's okay moving forward in this series.
1, 2.
All right, speaking of injuries, this one's not so fun. I don't like the Yankees, but I do enjoy watching Aaron Judge. He was diagnosed with a stress fracture in his robe, is what this says here. Stress fracture. He'll be out 4 to 6 weeks. With Judge missing so much time, many think he's out of the contention now for MVP. You're talking about Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani as the faces of Major League Baseball. That's a detriment.
It really is, and he probably won't win the MVP. I mean, once you get back, you have to kind of get back into a rhythm. All right, and even when you're back, you're not going to feel 100%. And so now you're having to compete with Shohei, which by that time he's going to probably have taken it and ran with it, and he's just dominating. So I don't think that's going to happen for old Judge.
Yeah, to me, it's like Judge is going to be back, I would think, before the end of the regular season, right? But it's a massive loss for the sport. Like, we always know what the Dodgers have become, but the Yankees are still a marquee franchise. And for Aaron Judge, who's one of the most awe-inspiring players in modern Major League Baseball, for him to be out 4 to 6 weeks, that definitely takes some juice out of the Major League Baseball season from a national perspective. I think the Yankees will be fine, Dante, but this is a big loss for the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Aaron Judge is one of those must-see TV guys. I'm excited to see who's going to win MVP because it's not going to be Shohei. It's not going to be Judge in the AL for the first time in 6 years. So we get some new blood in there, which is going to be fun. And I still think Yankees are going to go on to make the playoffs, and they're still probably going to make a little bit of a run there. But yeah, it's going to be the dog days of June and July until Judge returns.
Yeah, just as long as Shohei stays healthy, and then, see if the Rockies can give us something to entertain us with along the way.
How many of the top 6 guys in the AL MVP category now do you guys think you could even name? Just off the top of your head.
Oh, my
Who
God.
do you think's even in the conversation?
Not a lot. I'm trying to think. Probably, dude, I've been so out of the loop because I was so busy on the hockey. I mean, I would guess Vladdy's got to be up there now.
Let's see. No, he's like plus 7,500.
Really? Yeah, I'm looking at it. Okay. Yeah, Bobby Witt Jr., Yordan Alvarez, Ben Rice.
I don't even know who Ben Rice is.
Yeah, J-Rod. But, I mean, there's 3 guys that are under 10 to 1. That's Bobby Witt Jr., Yordan Alvarez, and Ben Rice.
Yeah.
Now, isn't that a problem, though, that you don't know some of these guys? Is
Well,
it a good thing or a bad thing?
It's probably a bad thing, but like I'm kind of like with Danilo. Like my baseball watching hasn't really started yet because I spent so much time watching hockey, watching basketball, stuff like that. I haven't gotten into it quite yet.
It's more
but
casual right now.
Much more casual right now. I mean, I'm kind of like watching from the outskirts, but I mean, it's probably a problem for baseball that you don't know. But like Dante said in here, like it's kind of a good thing that these are some of the guys that are going to be in the conversation now instead of every year. It's Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
It was Mike Trout for a long time. It's Shohei Ohtani. All these guys. Like it's nice to have some new blood in there.
Yeah, no, I'm with you for sure. It's going to be fascinating to see how this ultimately plays out with the American League, right? Because I think especially with a league or a season that looks to be maybe potentially the last one for a while with a lockout looming, like you're going to need to get as much of this youthful energy kind of out there to help give you some momentum moving forward into the off-season, of course. So we'll see. Yeah, obviously tough news here with Aaron Judge missing 4 to 6 weeks. But it's been Judge. Judge has been the face of the American League for like a decade now. Like Shohei's been the face of baseball for a decade now almost, right?
So it's time for a change.
You know, and maybe this forces it a little bit. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Mr. Judge.
1, 2, 3.
All right, the New York Knicks, blood in the water, an opportunity to take a 2-0 series lead over the San Antonio Spurs in the NBA Final tonight. Do you think they do that, Phillip? Or do the Spurs punch back?
I believe the Spurs are going to punch back, although the Knicks are going to win in 7. The Spurs are going to punch back tonight.
Knicks in 7 on the road in San Antonio.
Yeah, I think there was just a lot of tension, a lot of stress, a lot of pressure put on Wemby going into that first game. You had people saying, like, what type of statement is Wemby going to make? And I know the first game for Wemby against the Thunder, he dominated. He had 42 points. But you're going up against a different beast over there with the Knicks, who all they do is win. They find ways to win. They play well as a team. They're healthier. But I think tonight the Spurs say, okay, we're going to play great defense. The youth is going to show up. Wemby is going to settle into like what he's going to be throughout the series, and they get the win tonight.
Okay. Dante.
Is tonight a must-win for the Spurs? Can they afford to go down 0-2 to the Knicks going back to New York?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'm not going to label it a must-win. Honestly, even if they're down 2-0, I'll treat it much like I treated the Avalanche. I know the Avalanche got swept in that series against Vegas. I still thought Colorado could pull the rabbit out of the hat down 2-0. I did believe that. And then Game 3 happened, and it was over.
But you believe that because the guys that are on the Avs team,
correct,
they've won before.
Correct.
We're talking about the Spurs. These guys haven't won before. This is the most pressure that's ever been put on them. If they go down and it's 2-0 the Knicks, I think this series is over.
I'm with Phil because I think like home court in basketball matters a heck of a lot more than it does in hockey. And you're going to go into an environment in New York City that is going to be absolutely out of control at MSG.
Oh my gosh, that city's going to burn to the ground. My dad's working out there right now in Manhattan, and I'm going to have him send me videos and pictures and this and that. I mean, it is going to be absolute pandemonium. So we'll see, man. I think the Spurs punch back tonight. Knicks in 6 was my pre-series prediction. I'll stick with that. But if Game 2 is anything like Game 1, get your popcorn ready, get your food ready. I mean, that is going to be must-watch television. So we'll ultimately see what happens here between the Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs. All right, good stuff on the 3 count today. When we come back, we'll get an update on the Jonathan Cooper situation and some more news and notes from the Denver Broncos as it pertains to OTAs. Our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss will join Phil and I. That's next.
It's the ultimate showdown for a great cause.
Setting up the ultimate gold medal showdown.
On June 11th, Brandon Stokely goes head-to-head with Zach Bai in 100 Holes for Kids. 100 holes of golf. It's a one-day event all to raise money for Recruiting Classroom, whose mission it is to help kids play sports. Who will raise the most? That's where you come in. Pick your player, make your donation, and help kids win. To support Brandon Stokely, head to StokelyCares.com. To support Zach Bai, head to ZachCares.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. On behalf of my friends at American Financing, what if next month looked different? What if instead of robbing Peter to pay Paul, you had one clear payment and money left over for the things that actually matter? If you're a homeowner, that's not a fantasy. American Financing is making it happen. They're not going to judge you. They're here to help you. Everything is more expensive right now, and you're spending more on the basics than ever before. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants will give your paycheck a raise by lowering your debt obligations. Their average customer savings is $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments, and you may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there's no upfront fees. There's no obligation. We all want to live without stress. Your home's equity could help you do this. So call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Walmart is proud to sponsor the Be a Mentor, Be a Fan football camp with 1043 The Fan. Broncos alumni hosts and South High School coaches are teaming up to support Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Colorado and help inspire the next generation through mentorship, teamwork, and community.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Hey guys, boy Stink here today by my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if you can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. You want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recycle-On Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at Bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recycleon.org/Colorado.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by TradeGen Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 104.3 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Going to a rave or what, Phil? What's up with this? Dante behind the glass, little EDM. Wub, 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 wub.
Get the lights out.
So taking you back to Boulder, I bet.
The Boulder days.
Oh, my gosh. I can only imagine.
Back in Boulder. No, man. It was some fun times. Fun times in Boulder. I didn't go to no rave parties, though.
No. When was the last time you've been up there?
Honestly, it's been last year, I think I went up. Yeah, I went up there a couple times.
So much.
Yeah, I heard that they come with the food, the restaurants are
It's
gone.
a whole thing, bro. I didn't go to school there, but I had a bunch of buddies did, so I was up there consistently every weekend in college, and it's just changed so much. But,
yeah, I'm going to have to get back up there, roam around, see where the restaurants are, what's still there, what's moving. The Dark Horse moved.
Which is a tragedy.
I know,
yeah,
man.
Dude.
I used to live right next to
Bova's
it. Bear Creek.
moved, which used to have the Brandons, I think is what they were called, like the chicken finger sandwiches and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Good times. But we'll be back up there soon enough. Ultimately, we'll see what happens.
The Buffs.
With the Colorado Buffaloes, of course. But the big story of the day today involving Denver Broncos linebacker Jonathan Cooper. He was arrested this morning. Or excuse me, I believe this all happened last night, but he was arrested. That's the main point we got to get across here, right? On domestic violence charges, which is obviously very unfortunate to hear. Mike Kliss provided an update a little while ago. It appears that it's there's one side of the story with the girlfriend. There's the other side of the story with Jonathan Cooper and his representation. And Mike Kliss, our 9 News Broncos insider, joins us on the show right now. Mike, thanks for joining. Obviously, an interesting Friday to say the least. I think a very unfortunate news piece that comes out this morning that we learned about with Jonathan Cooper. I mean, where are we at here with the latest? It appears to be a spat over a phone, potentially. What can you update the audience with?
Yeah, it was a spat over the cell phone somewhat. It originated by the girlfriend, Jonathan Cooper's girlfriend. They've been boyfriend and girlfriend for 4 years, according to the affidavits that have come out. And there's some suspicion of infidelity. The woman wanted to see Cooper's cell phone. She grabbed it, threw it against the wall, and things kind of escalated from there. There's 2 different affidavits. One from the arresting officer, a male officer who handled with Cooper, and then a female officer who handled it with the girlfriend. I think that's common in domestic incidents to have a male and a female, police officers for these when they're called to these matters. And Cooper's, there's a lot of allegations. But the one part in there that both affidavits said was that their stories were conflicting. And the physical evidence wasn't there to make charges of assault or anything like that. So these were just misdemeanors. And then in the woman's affidavit, it was consistent with Cooper's affidavit But then there was like a paragraph down at the bottom. There was a big space in the affidavit, and as if there was new testimony from the girlfriend who said that Cooper lifted her up from the neck. Lifted her up at the neck. Her feet weren't touching the floor, and she was up there for about a minute. And the police said that, she did not see stars. She did not lose consciousness, which is common with strangulation.
Mm-hmm.
And also that the injuries shown, she had a mark on her neck, but the injuries shown were not consistent with what she was saying from a 6'3", 250-pound guy. So it sounded like the police didn't necessarily. The police said that the evidence didn't corroborate her testimony. So that's where they're at. They were both arrested. Cooper was in jail from basically overnight. He had a hearing. Harvey Steinberg was his attorney. We had a hearing at 9:45 this morning, and then was released on personal recognizance. Right after that, which means no money was put up, just his signature, and he was released. So, going to have another court hearing on Monday, with plans, I think, to enter a plea. I would think Cooper will enter a plea of not guilty. That's what I anticipate. But sometimes, Jerry Jeudy went through something similar.
Yeah.
With the cell phone and his girlfriend a few years ago. There wasn't the physical aspect of his incident. His case was dismissed before he entered the plea. So there's similarities, but there's also differences in the cases, and we'll just have to wait till Monday to see what happens.
So other than that, and I know it's early still, Mike, but with the team, any type of news with the team and what they're saying on this case, and another thing is, if this case is ongoing, do you believe that they'll let Jonathan Cooper in the building, or is this something where he's just kind of to stay away from the facility and the organization until this gets settled?
No, I don't think there'll be anything like that. I think they'll support Cooper in something like this. I was listening to this program earlier as you guys are making the transition from the Cecil show to your show, and these happen, and Phillip, I liked what you said. Players basically don't go there when a fellow teammate is going through something like that. You just you give them a pat on the back and you try to encourage them, but you don't ask questions. You don't bring it up in conversation. And the Cooper will be back in the building. He may have been in the building today. I'm not sure. But no, there's not going to be anything punitive like that because of this. But it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Obviously things escalated, in retrospect, if when things that I guess the lesson when things escalate like this, guys, you just have to walk away.
Yeah.
You just get out of there. No matter who's right, who's wrong, get out of there. And unfortunately, things when it's hard to do. It's hard to think when there's emotions that high. But it's just an unfortunate thing.
Yeah, very unfortunate set of circumstances and story coming out this morning about Jonathan Cooper, and we'll ultimately see how this plays out over the course of the weekend and into Monday. Mike Kliss is our guest. Look, I can't let you go on that one. I mean, it's an exciting time of year just because of Broncos football being back with the OTAs and mini camps up and coming, and then training camps shortly after that. I got to ask you about Jalen Waddle, because if memory serves me correct, I know he did the introductory phone press conference when he was initially traded, but yesterday may have been one of the first times the media had the opportunity to kind of stand face-to-face with Jalen Waddle. Just kind of first impressions here at OTAs, Waddle joining this team, kind of a vibe check as it pertains to him.
Yeah, I mean, he did a good job, I thought. He was poised, he smiled, seemed like a nice personality, and it was the first time, besides the Zoom call, which I don't think it was video. I think it was just a regular conference call after the trade was made. As far as what he did on the practice field, I didn't. I mean, it wasn't like he was a big featured guy or anything. Sean Payton was saying he was had a big practice on Wednesday, and we weren't out there observing. I thought yesterday, I wondered they seemed to focus on Evan Ingram quite a bit, and I was wondering because of all the flack the Broncos, or this radio station has given the Broncos offense for not getting the ball enough to Evan Ingram. If maybe that was on purpose, that Davis Webb and Sean Payton gave us a little Evan Ingram yesterday. So, but look, it's going to work out. What you like about the Waddle thing, I said this earlier today. What you like about Waddle is his skill set seems to complement Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
Cortland's the big power forward, the post up. He'll win the red zone. He'll win the 50-50 balls. And Waddle is more of a combination of an option route runner in the middle with his quickness, and then he can double move you and take it deep. He'll open up the field with his speed and quickness, and Cortland can move inside, and with three guys on him, he can still make the catch. And I think that's a nice compliment. Not just that they're both good receivers, but you don't want the same type of receiver. You don't want two speed guys. And I think they got a nice compliment with Sutton and Waddle.
Yeah, no, I would agree. It's going to be interesting to see how Waddle continues to mesh with this team throughout the course of OTA's minicamp and training camp. Mike Kliss does a great job for us each and every time he's here on the station. Mike, thanks so much. Have a good weekend. We'll do it again soon, all right?
All right, see you guys.
There he goes, Mike Kliss, always appreciative of his time, and we'll keep you updated with the Jonathan Cooper situation throughout the course of this program, and of course into the weekend and next week at DenverSports.com. Okay, let's hit a break. I've been sweating bullets getting ready for trivia. Let's rip the Band-Aid off and get this baby going. That's next.
With their recent run of good play and the Nuggets and Avalanche being done, are the Rockies playing for something more than just wins and losses right now?
You've got, how many weeks before training camp? End of July? You've got almost 2 months now as a Rockies team to recapture the fascination of a sleeping giant when it comes to baseball.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This is Todd Whalen, founder of Advanced Tax Solutions. I'm here with Larry. The IRS is really hounding you. It's escalating. They even assigned a person to your case,
saying that we owed a bunch of money because of clerical error. We didn't know that at the time. They were going to collect a bunch of money for it.
They're literally just beating you up.
Oh, yeah. Certified mail letters coming, and the IRS telling us they're going to levy our checking accounts. And then, when the guy shows up at your front door, you figure, we better do something.
Yeah. How much did you really have to pay him?
It started out the IRS telling us that we owed them $15,000.
That's real money.
By the time Advanced Tax Solutions got done, the number was zero.
Zero. That's the perfect solution, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's the best number. Our stress is gone. We're not dealing with the IRS anymore. We haven't since we went and met with Advanced Tax Solutions.
Thank you so much for coming in. That just means so much to me.
Not a problem.
Every situation is different. And if we can give you a hand, it's 303-753-6040 or jump online at advancedtaxsolutions.com.
Don't miss out on the biggest savings of the year at Cresco Restaurant Equipment's 4-Day Expo Sale, June 10th through 13th in Aurora. Huge discounts on their entire inventory of restaurant equipment and supplies. Factory reps on hand and giveaways. Search Cresco Denver Expo for details.
Hey, it's Zach here. Summer is here, and 5280 Exteriors is kicking it off with a huge June offer. Get free gutter guards when you purchase a whole house of siding. Lock in your project now and enjoy beautiful new siding before fall hits. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
It's home selling season. And what's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Low ball offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with an Orchard agent. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale. Their local agents help you sell on market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front to buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then, once you're settled in, your Orchard agent helps you sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one customer said. I went under contract within 24 hours of my home listing, which was amazing. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Are you in the market for a new air conditioner? Well, hold on. You need to think about a heat pump. It cools and heats your home. My team at ROX are Colorado's heat pump experts and rebate specialists. Get up to $12,000 in energy rebates and credits. These savings are incredible, but they're only available for a limited time. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Spring is the perfect time to get your AC tune-up before the heat arrives. 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning offers tune-ups, repairs, and replacements 24/7. Book at onehouraircolorado.com.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff basketball action continues as San Antonio faces New York in Game 2 starting at 6. Sunday on The Fan, San Francisco faces Chicago in baseball action starting at 5.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
It's more like 2015, like EDM chill summer vibe back there, Dante.
Friday, baby. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. I don't really pick the music on a segment-by-segment basis. We have a big rotator of like 100 songs.
But it's interesting that like, last Friday it was some really good songs. This Friday, I'm good with the songs. And then
No, I'm good with them too.
Week, it's kind of like the same songs that keep reoccurring.
It's just transport me back to like a different time.
So, DG, do something about it, man. That's what I'm pretty much saying. Do something about it.
Damn. I'll do my best.
All right, Anilo Piro in for Zach By. We got Phillip Lindsay. We've got Drew Spivak. We've got Dante Gomez. And it is time for what I have been...
And we got Joe back there.
Oh, we got Joe. Is Joe going to help out with trivia?
Joe
Okay,
always
perfect. I didn't know
does.
if Joe was going to. Shout out, Big Joe. I have been pondering trivia for days. I actually had a dream about it the other night. I'm not even going to lie. So the
You
pressure
nervous?
is on. Yeah, because I usually do Denver Sports Tonight on Thursdays. And Dante and I will always sit back there, and he'll kind of run some questions by me. Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? So I've taken part in the trivia process, but I've never been, on the show.
Welcome to the big leagues.
answer the questions.
Welcome to the big
So-
leagues. You know basketball, you know baseball, you know hockey. We're going to be
Yeah, a
all
little
good.
bit of this. And Dante was telling me that the digital staff has a pretty rough track record when it comes to this stuff.
Surprisingly rough, because Will and James are some smart guys, but I don't think they've done very well when they filled in on either the morning show or our show to do trivia. So
It's interesting.
It's a low bar for you, though. You don't have to do that well to be better than them.
Well, they went, 3-1 this morning?
3-1 this morning, and Mike Mike went directly against Ty. He made fun of Ty for suggesting an answer,
Wow.
and Ty's answer was correct. So they had
Classic
4-0
Mike.
sitting right there, and Mike kind of blew it.
That's classic Mike right there. It's absolutely classic. Yeah, all right. So we got to go at least 3-1 to match. We're shooting for 4-0. I've been told that the curveball question is kind of out of this world, so we'll see what happens here. But let's get into it, Dante. Let's roll.
Question number 1, golf question. Brandon Stokely played in the Memorial Pro-Am with Shane Lowry this week. Lowry has won 1 major golf championship. Which one?
Like, I'm already looking at
And
Drew.
I just got into golf like the last couple of years, and obviously Lowry's a very popular name. I don't think it's Augusta. That's like my first. That's my first thought.
I'm gonna steal Mikeism here. I'm 99% sure it's not Augusta.
Okay,
I agree.
So we think it's probably the.
I also don't think it was the Open, like the one in
British
Europe.
Yeah. So then, if that's the case, if we're going process of elimination, we're going PGA Championship and the Players Championship. I have a feeling it might be the Open, though.
I do too.
Okay, well,
I really
take
like
that
this.
back.
Is a
Why
complete
do you have
shot
a
in the
feeling,
dark.
though? Like,
I don't know. I kind of hear the name Shane Lowry, and I think.
Well, he's Irish. He's from
Okay.
Ireland. So you think Irish guys typically play better over there because the tournament's usually in Ireland, England, stuff like that. So I tend to think that it's more
Correct.
in
Like
that
link style.
Yeah, league style.
so if it's not the Open, then where would you go with?
I mean, PGA.
The tough thing about the PGA is I feel like the PGA is the forgotten major.
It totally is, yeah.
So it's like I can't really tell you who's won the PGA as much as I have the Open, the Masters,
right,
and the U.S. Open.
And maybe that's why it's the PGA, because we're having a hard time to thinking like when he won, it could have been that.
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, I actually think he may have won the Open last year.
Ooh.
It was definitely in the last like 5-6 years.
Recent memory.
Yeah, I'm almost positive he won it last year.
I'm good with that. I was gonna say not that, but I'm not too confident in my answer. So
All right, well, then let's go with the Open.
Yeah, I feel pretty good.
All
about
you guys
that.
good with that?
Yeah, let's lock it in the Open. If they call the British Open, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, make sure.
Answer: the British Open.
Let's go, baby.
There we go.
Let's
Drew.
go. Off to a good
I'm happy we
start.
didn't go with me.
I like it, Drew.
Let's go.
AP?
Off to a good start, baby. Odd, I like that.
Look at AP over there just sweating bullets.
Come
Like,
on. I've been thinking about this, man. Ready for the moment. Shout out
Called
Drew
him up. We
Spivak.
called him up to the big league.
All right, question numero dos.
Question number 2, NBA question.
Ooh.
New York Knicks are back in the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999. Who led the Knicks in playoff scoring that year, all 4 rounds? Was it Larry Johnson, Latrell Sprewell, Patrick Ewing, or Allen Houston?
I don't think it's Ewing off the rip, but that's when Ewing was past his prime.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah. And I think that was also Larry Johnson past his prime as well.
Sprewell.
Sprewell's the one that comes to mind just off the rip.
Yeah, that's mine too.
I was wrong on one. I liked Houston.
Who was the fourth?
Allen Houston.
Allen Houston. Allen Houston was a scorer.
Was he?
He was a scorer.
That was my inclination, and I'm pretty sure their stars were hurt in that series in '99.
Yeah, but Latrell this is like when Latrell was just.
I just remember his name being talked about all the time.
I feel pretty confident it's not Ewing.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't think it's.
I don't
Ewing
think it's
either.
Larry Johnson either.
Yeah, I don't think it's those two.
It's between Latrell Sprewell, and Allen Houston.
So, Drew, you would go with Houston, huh?
I would. I'm with Dante.
You would
on this
lean
one.
Houston?
I would lean Allen Houston just because I remember him being a little bit more of a prolific scorer. Not that Sprewell wasn't.
Yeah,
but that feels like peak Allen Houston time during that time frame.
And it's kind of like, hey, like you go with the bigger name, the trail right there is sitting right in front of us. You're gonna say that just like I just did. You're saying Houston. Let's go with Houston.
Yeah,
man.
Latrell's probably the tricky name in there because he was popular on that team.
I will say we do have some confirmation. Joe was saying that Patrick Ewing was hurt throughout those playoffs.
Yeah, I was
going
to
to
say. I mean, I was 1 year old.
We're
but
good scratching
I look
that off.
back to this time. All right, we feel confident about Allen Houston. Seems like we got
That would
consensus
be
back
my
there with
vote.
Dante and Drew.
But again,
Well,
I'm not. I was 2 years old, so I'm not super confident.
And Joe back here, who confirmed the Patrick Ewing thing, is kind of leaning Latrell Sprewell.
I'm leaning Latrell Sprewell as well.
And Phil,
Say
you
that 10 times.
And I said, Latrell
you
as
like
well.
Latrell, and Joe likes it. So I think me
that's
and Dante
3
might be
versus
out
2.
But I think I'm going with Latrell based off name value more than anything. It's less about. I mean, I was not alive. I mean, I was alive, but I wasn't actively watching this final. So I'm going back, and when I think late '90s Knicks with Van Gundy, I think of Latrell.
I think we got to go Latrell. It's 3-2 in favor of Latrell.
All right, Latrell Sprewell.
Oh, you think
Come
so?
on,
Hold
let's
on,
go.
hold on.
Okay, you want to debate it?
I
Phil
think I'm
wants to switch his
switching.
answer?
I'm going Houston.
All right,
So
well,
now
that's
it's 3-2 Houston. Okay,
All right, let's do it.
Whatever the consensus is, Phil, you better be right. Let's go.
Answer: Latrell
Come
Sprewell.
on,
Phil, that's totally on you.
Come on.
Oh, man.
We should be 2-0.
We should
be 2-0, Phil.
I'm sorry,
Oh
y'all.
my goodness.
You
Joe, I'm
overthought
sorry.
it.
I did.
You
Drew, I'm
completely
listening to you.
man.
Drew. Like, look, man, it has to be. You say he's scoring a bunch of points.
He
Houston,
was, But
a trick question.
Honestly,
and it's right there.
Allen Houston kind of felt like the easy, obvious answer, and clearly that was not correct.
Latrell. Can't disrespect Latrell like that. Phil.
I know. But it's gonna be interesting to see when ZB gets back if he'll get that answer right.
All right. Well, we're 1-1. Still got an opportunity to at least match what the morning show did. Let's do one more here.
Question number 3, baseball. Which pitcher won the most games during the decade of the 2010s with 166 wins? Was it John Lester, Clayton Kershaw, Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer, or Zach Greinke?
I'm going to have to hear those names again.
Wow.
I got him here.
I feel like he talked about Verlander before.
John Lester, Clayton Kershaw, Justin Verlander, Zach Greinke, Max Scherzer.
I do not think, if I could eliminate one for sure, I think it's Lester.
I don't think it's Lester.
And I think the ones that come to mind for me, this is Kershaw, in the 2010s, so the Dodgers didn't really get good till the end of that decade.
But Kershaw was very, very good. He
but
was the pitcher.
He was
of that
winning
decade.
Cy Youngs.
He was winning Cy Youngs
in that decade.
Kershaw, Verlander. Give me the other names besides Kershaw, Verlander.
Scherzer, Greinke. I think Greinke's a sneaky good answer.
Scherzer won a lot.
So what?
Scherzer won a lot with Washington.
So if it was up to you guys, the three that you feel like are
man.
Well, we're at 4 still, I think.
Well, yeah.
Scherzer won a lot, dude. Because Scherzer was
all
with the
these
Tigers.
four guys did.
Yeah, no, I know. But Scherzer, I think, was with the Tigers. And then that's with Verlander pitching behind him. He went to Washington when they had Strasburg, and I want to say Jordan Zimmerman as well. I mean, that rotation was loaded. And then where did he end the decade with? Did he end the decade with Washington?
Well, he won the
World Series
in 2019. So, yeah.
Dude, and those national teams were stocked. I mean...
And are you sure you want to take John Lester out? Because he
I'd
was
be
real
shocked.
good with Boston and real good with the Cubs when they won the World Series. Now he kind of fell off a little bit.
He was.
But was he winning
Not
20
that
games
level,
a year
yeah.
like
It may
these
not have been
guys?
quite that long, but, man, I don't know.
I would go, if I had to narrow it down to 3, it'd be Scherzer, Kershaw, Verlander, and I would lean Scherzer, honestly. That's just my opinion.
I kind of liked Greinke.
Greinke. But where was Greinke in the early 2010s? I know he was with the Dodgers. And he went
I mean, he was everywhere. He was the guy that
Royals.
was getting traded for because
Correct.
he was so
Correct.
good. He was,
Yeah.
he was
But
a
where was
Brewer,
Zach
a Dodger,
Yeah, Brewers were not
Royal.
very good back then. The Royals weren't
No,
good.
the Brewers were good.
Royals won a World Series in 2015, and they went to the World
I'm saying
Series.
I'm thinking like 2010 to 14.
Yeah, the Brewers were good then. They were in the
Were they?
playoffs
They
a
were.
bunch. Yeah.
So you feel confident with that?
Greinke
DB?
isn't a. And
I don't feel super confident, but that would be my lean. Would
I
be
remember,
him or Kershaw.
I remember Greinke with the short ERA. Like I remember that being a thing. Like he pitched like a .12 consistently.
Yeah.
So Daniel Murphy did a number on him in the NLDS, but it's a conversation for another day.
I really like Kershaw.
I like Kershaw too.
Okay, well Kershaw seems to be the consensus.
Let's go with Kershaw.
If it's Scherzer,
Look at you.
If
You
it's
said about
Scherzer.
me. You were threatening
I
us.
know.
We got to vote for Verlander back here.
No, I'm not going with Verlander.
They're all good.
They're all good answers.
Yeah.
They're all probably in the top 5.
I'm good with Kershaw. If you guys are,
Drew?
Kershaw's the easy answer. I'll put it that way.
it is, but it seems too easy for these guys.
But sometimes those
But
They're
all
all winning
jumbled
like
up,
20
yeah.
games a
He
year
was.
for those Dodgers teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Kershaw.
All right.
I
You
can
got that,
go
Phil?
to bed easy knowing if we guess Kershaw and it's
Agreed.
wrong.
All right. Clayton Kershaw, lock it in.
Answer, Max Scherzer.
I was clowned again. We should be 3-0.
wow.
Should be 3-0. Clowned
Well,
again.
see, Anil, you can't do that. It's a team effort. You can't.
Except for the last one was totally on Phil.
Oh!
I was ready for this moment. I was ready for the moment.
You've been on. You've
This
been on.
groupthink. Damn. Oh. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll do the curveball question. My goodness, that's frustrating.
stings.
Back after this.
You asked for it, you got it. Backed by popular demand, it's the Drives Brouhaha.
Big social brouhaha.
This summer, Zach and Phil are back on the road bringing their party to you. Next up, North Glen. June 12th from 2 to 6 at the Glen Bar and Grill.
There was quite a brouhaha.
Come find out what the commotion's all about. Head to DenverSports.com/drive for more details.
Guaranteed to bring the brouhaha.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's up, everybody? Cecil Lammy here for my friends Soda Diet and Nutrition.com. Listen, 5 years ago, I lost 60 pounds with soda, and I'm never going back. Haven't gained the weight back. Why? Because with soda, I learned how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. And it's so fantastic to do weight loss the right way. There's no mystery pills. I'm not giving myself a shot, and there's no mystery chemicals that I'm putting into my body. This is knowing real food will bring you real results. And speaking of real, soda got me a real nutritionist, a personalized nutritionist that would work with me one-on-one via text when I had questions, concerned, and just sometimes straight up needed encouragement. Your weight loss journey, you've got a friend, you've got help, and that is Soda. They can be there for you just like they were there for me. I look and feel 10 years younger. I got my confidence back, and right now you can join Soda and your partner joins for free. That's 2 people, real accountability for the price of 1. Soda changed my life, and I thank them so much. SodaDietNutrition.com. Call them up 866-800-SODA because soda is state of the art.
Who helps keep Colorado's wildlife wild? Our people do.
Hello, my name is Patricia. I've been with Chevron for over 17 years.
Her team uses GPS to track where mule deer and pronghorn roam throughout the seasons. This data helps us take their habitats into consideration when planning our operations.
When we created our comprehensive wildlife and conservation program, it was really about what was possible.
Learn more at colorado.chevron.com.
John Anderson, the voice of Yes, is coming to the Paramount Theater. An evening of progressive rock mastery with one of the most recognizable voices in music. Yes epics, classics, and more featuring John Anderson and the band Geeks. July 8th, 7:30 p.m. at Paramount Theater. Tickets on sale now at ParamountDenver.com. Don't miss John Anderson with the band Geeks for an unforgettable night. Brought to you by Danny Zalisco Presents.
Have you ever looked in the mirror and just didn't feel like yourself anymore? Maybe your clothes don't fit the way they used to, or you don't like how you look in them. Honestly, it's more than that. It's how you feel walking into a room, avoiding photos, skipping events, not feeling as confident at work or even with your spouse. Over time, it starts to wear on you. Here's the truth. Losing weight is one thing. Feeling confident again and keeping it off, that's what really matters. At Colorado Fat Loss, we help people lose 20 to 40 pounds naturally in about 60 days without injections, crazy workouts, or prepackaged meals. More importantly, we show you how to keep the weight off so you can feel comfortable in your clothes, confident going out, and actually like what you see in the mirror again.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here, and I lost 30 pounds in just 7 weeks. It was easy, and I've kept the weight off.
Many clients lose 20 to 40 pounds in about 60 days. Schedule a free weight loss consultation. Call and start to feel confident again. Go to coloradofatloss.com. That's coloradofatloss.com. Results may vary.
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse. That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st to August 31st, we're offering a $300 bonus when you open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit of $500 or more. They're changing your account number. You can change who you bank with. Go to belco.org/switch for full offer details. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Belco. Banking for everyone.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-895-1414. That's 800-895-1414.
Walmart is proud to sponsor the Be a Mentor, Be a Fan football camp in partnership with 104.3 The Fan. Walmart is helping to invest in the next generation by bringing together Broncos alumni on-air hosts and South High School football coaches for a one-of-a-kind camp experience, benefiting Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Colorado, because every young person deserves encouragement, guidance, and the chance to reach their full potential. Walmart proudly supports Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado and their mission to build life-changing mentoring relationships for kids across our community.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more. Getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Ditch the bland, flavorless sports talk and tune into Freshly Grated, where Will Peterson and Marcello Romano serve up piping hot takes and bold opinions with no filter and an extra side of sarcasm. Every weekday at 2 p.m. on the Denver Sports 1043 The Fan YouTube channel. Like and subscribe today at Denver Sports 1043 and come along for the ride. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
Oh, man. If I push harder, we're 3-0, boys.
You're pointing the thumb, though, not pointing the finger.
Yeah. No, I'm pointing. Yeah. I'm mad at myself.
Why are you mad at yourself, man?
Because I don't care. But explain. We just did it in the back. Scherzer was the answer by like one win, right?
Yes.
It was like Scherzer, and then Verlander was 2.
Okay, so Verlander was 2.
Yeah, and then it was Kershaw 3 by like, we're talking like a range of 10 or 15 wins combined.
Between 1 through 5, I think the gap Drew said was 13.
It was 13.
Wow.
1 through 3 was 5 wins.
Can't be too upset at that. The Latrell one, that was going to be a total shot in the dark. But what are you going to do? Life goes on. It's Friday. It's about to be the weekend.
We got to end on a high here. We can't go 1-3.
Well, let's do this curveball that I've been warned about. Let's see what this is about. Here we go.
And for your curveball question, which one of these temples are not located in Thailand?
Great.
Doi Su Tep, the White Temple in Chiang Rai, Angkor Wat, or Wat Arun?
Oh, what the
I hear Ty's voice, and I love Ty. I really do. But like, what, brother? What am I supposed to do with that? You think I know a name of a temple in Thailand, let alone which one's not in Thailand?
Wait, can you name a temple not even in Thailand?
Temple Run, the app?
Is it Montezuma something?
Shangri-La is a Call of Duty Zombies map. I don't know.
Temple of Doom? I don't know.
Temple of Doom. Can we hear the options one more time?
Ty's not.
This is gonna help.
We might need to hear the options like 5 times.
Can we go with? Let's run it back. Run it back again.
Doi Su Tep, the White Temple in Chiang Rai, Angkor Wat, or Wat Arun?
I will say the second temple, he adds a little something to
I
it.
agree. I thought that too.
The White
Where the
Temple.
other 3, he just says the name of the
Doi
temples.
Su Tep is the first one, if I'm saying that correctly.
I think at this point we're playing against Ty, not the question itself.
Yeah,
correct.
I like the last one. He's like, "What? A room? Like what? What is this question?"
Run it back. Run it back.
Doi Su Tep, the White Temple in Chiang Rai, Angkor Wat, or Wat Arun?
I think what you're hearing with the second one is that it's called the White Temple, so it's not
the White Temple in Shanghai. I think I'm gonna go that one. Yeah, right there. I hit it. I hit it, didn't I?
That was pretty good. I could have done.
I was like low key thinking the third one.
Low key, huh?
I like the third or the fourth one.
Why?
I've zero.
You should ask him for the
behind it.
curveball question next week. Like, what time did Zach wake up to take a drink of water in the middle of the night before the show? I mean, like,
man.
what kind of question?
I will
is
say this, AP, you've been on all day, and we've been going against you.
That's true. Oh, no, you're gonna pin this one on him now?
Here we go.
Oh yeah.
If I pick this
he
one
wasn't
right,
put the
bro.
fingers at us.
He did not finger point.
I'm good with it. I'm putting it all in AP. We're
Okay.
throwing him the ball in the corner for the last shot.
That's fair.
One more time. One more time.
Doi Su Tep, the White Temple in Chiang Rai, Angkor Wat, or Wat Arun?
Oh my gosh, that is so bad. That is so bad.
I'm gonna be mad if
I
it
really
is.
like Wat Arun just because it's like what?
And what?
What?
Arun.
I don't think
What
it's
Arun?
one. I don't think it's one. I think one is.
Yeah, it's not one.
I love that you're really trying to think this one through like you have any idea what the answer is.
Encore what?
I kind of like that one.
All right, let's go
Number
with it.
3.
Wait, you're afraid to say it? You're just going to play Ty's voice back from it?
Yeah.
That one. I think it's
Encore
either 2
what?
I think it's 2 or 3. I think
If
it's
we
2 or
get
3.
this, then
we can
we
go
should
with
just go
3 if you
undefeated.
feel
3.
strong. 2 or
Encore
3.
what?
Okay, here we go.
Answer. Angkor Wat is in Cambodia.
Take that!
I did win my
good stuff, man.
Let's go, boy. I did win my
Good
7th
job.
grade
Good job,
geography
DG.
piece, so I'm going to count that too.
Oh my gosh, that is the most ridiculous question. Yeah, let's try to put a little more TLC into these questions, fellas. Shout out on the dot.
If we would have listened to Anillo and I didn't switch my answer up, we probably would have been undefeated.
We should be 4-0.
We should
Could
be
have
4-0.
Could have been.
Wow.
Hey,
Asterix 4-0.
glory to God, we'll get him next time, right? We'll bounce back. It's a lesson, not an L, right?
Man, that's crazy.
Hey, 2-2.
Yeah,
And
no
on a high
losses. Is that better than Will and James?
Yeah, almost assuredly. I'm
Okay,
pretty sure
all right.
James had an 0 for 4 in the morning show, and then Will definitely had an 0 for 4 for us.
All right. I can live with that. I can take it to the meeting on Monday and flex a little bit, so we'll have some fun with that. But yeah, no losses, only lessons here, folks. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll continue along with the actual sports conversation. We'll get back on track here with the Denver Broncos. Cortland Sutton had a lot to say about his new wide receiver running mate as well as his offensive coordinator. That's next.
Summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. You get 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, pop-up tent, and Bluetooth speaker. Oh, and did we mention you also get a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler? Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. We'll see you at the lake. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Now at McDonald's, everyone can get more of what they want, when they want it, with McValue. You can choose your wake-up call. You can choose your study meal, or even your drive-through dinner.
Ah, the sun is rising, and our breakfast prices are falling. Right now, get a sausage McMuffin, hash browns, and more for under $3 each. Limited time only. Price or participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Over 90,000 five-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage doors is what we do. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
What if you had the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Thanks to Xfinity's summer savings event, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through June 15th, get gig Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 years with equipment and unlimited data included. No strings, no commitments, and get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected online from threats. Plus, you can even try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions applies, requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account, taxes and fees extra. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required, speeds vary, use of fiber, coaxial cable.
Hey Colorado, set the summer trend. Get a 30% point of sale discount on all new electric lawnmowers, trimmers, and leaf blowers statewide. Ditch the gas for powerful battery packs and breathe easier. Quieter equipment also means you can hear your go-to radio show while you mow. But don't wait. This hot deal only lasts through the end of the year. Learn more at simplestepsbetterair.org. Again, that's simplestepsbetterair.org.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recyclon Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recyclon.org/Colorado.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. Is your car making a weird noise and you're not sure what exactly is going on? All Points Automotive makes it easy for you. Free diagnostics and estimates from a 100% mobile mechanic who comes to you. To book your appointment, visit allpoints-automotive.com.
Tune in Tuesday afternoons for Injury Insights with Zach Bai and Dr. Joseph Ramos to hear the latest injury news on your local teams and around the world of sports. Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff basketball action continues as San Antonio faces New York in Game 2 starting at 6. Sunday on The Fan, San Francisco faces Chicago in baseball action starting at 5.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach Bai and Phillip Lindsay.
Oh, yeah, it's a Friday vibe. Welcome on back into the drive. Anila Puro in for ZB. We got Phillip Lindsay, of course, Dante Gomez, and Drew Spivak. Find the glass. Shout out Joe and Alex Becker as well, doing their thing with the flips. Appreciate you, fellas. Alex Bartolo texted me, and he's disappointed in our performance with the trivia. Disappointed. He said, I cannot believe your team let your generational performance go to waste. A 60-point triple-double with ending in an L.
He's not disappointed. He's just kissing your butt.
I know.
Nah.
Your generational performance.
Like, that was his first time, and now we're just going to
He could have got the bruise out, bro. That's all I'm saying. Like,
I would have liked to go 4-0 as much as anybody.
I'm not going to point the finger. Maybe it'll be like a LeBron Cleveland and Miami thing. I'll do the morning show next time.
Oh, you're leaving us.
No, I'm just playing. No, that was a good run. I cannot believe that we got the curveball question. That is the most. Is that the most ridiculous curveball question you've had from them?
Yeah, by far.
Yeah.
We
had some other. Dude,
Yeah.
they asked us one time, how many knockouts did Mike Tyson have in his career? No multiple choice.
Just that.
Just say a number.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
From the 1700s. Like,
I think at least that one you can guesstimate. But like, yeah, okay. Well, good. Shout out to Dante, the temple in Thailand.
Hey Phil, what was I telling you before the show today?
Which one? Don't mess up?
No. When we were in Prop 5, I was saying I'm the best guesser you know.
That is true. That's what you said, right? You said that I guess well. And
Yeah,
you
I'm a
guessed
great
well.
guesser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out, DG.
All right. Well, it was fun. It was fun. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll take a 2-2. Let's get back on track here. Again, Nilo Piro in for Zach By alongside my man Phillip Lindsay, talking a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Obviously, the big news of the day surrounding that of Jonathan Cooper, who was arrested due to a domestic dispute situation. We had Mike Kliss on at 3:45. I know we've got some clips up from Mike on the Denver Sports social channels and, of course, on the website over at DenverSports.com. So not much more that we need to add to that right now. We're still kind of lying in the wait for ultimately what will happen with Jonathan Cooper, but a very disappointing situation nonetheless. Why don't we try to have some fun, right? It's a Friday. Let's not get down with this Cooper stuff. It's a negative story, as we all know. And I think the most exciting part about OTAs, and you correct me if you feel differently, right? To me,
you know I will now.
It's the introduction of Jalen Waddle, right? And like kind of like the first time you get to see Jalen Waddle up close and personal. I thought Cortland Sutton had a ton of great things to say about Waddle, which we'll play for you here in a second. But I mean, that to me is the story of the Broncos offseason, is how does Jalen Waddle take this Broncos offense from good to great?
Yeah, AP, and actually, like before we went out there to OTAs, I told everybody that my eyes are going straight to Davis Webb, right? What does he look like calling plays? And we talked about it a little bit, but I lied to you guys. Right when I got to the field, I went straight to Jalen Waddle, and that was my former teammate. So, of course, like,
right.
I remember being around Waddle, and everybody's talking about how small he was, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, I guess I never thought about it like that, but damn, I'm small too. So I'm looking at him like, it is what it is. The man can play. And that's exactly what he showed us, showed me. Now, Mike said differently that he didn't see as much as he thought he was from Waddle, but also you have to look deep, right? It's about the details. There were a couple times where Riley Moss was guarding Jalen Waddle and got turned around. And it's like, hey, if they get that ball to Waddle, that's a 40, 50-yard touchdown. So what I'm seeing is an explosive receiver that's going to command all eyes. Now it's going to open up Cortland Sutton and then that number 3 receiver, whoever it is, whether it's Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, or Marvin Mims. But Waddle is going to be a difference maker. He's explosive. He's dynamic when he's getting in and out of his breaks. And what I mean by that, guys, when I say in and out of his breaks, is when he runs his route, it's a 5-yard, let's say it's a 5-yard in. So you're running 5 yards, then you're getting to that end part fast, right, where it's not a lot of choppy steps. And so that's how you free yourself up and get an easier pass when you're getting that separation, and Waddle can do that for you.
Yeah, a couple of thoughts on initial takeaways from Waddle. I did see the conversation online about his size, and is that surprising? Like Jalen Waddle is a proven commodity in this league, right? Yeah. So I'm not going to put a ton of stock into that. If you want to have the stock conversation, though, I think it's going to be interesting of Jalen Waddle coming to Denver compared to not having Tyreek Hill on the other side, right? Like Jalen Waddle finds himself in the position that
Tyreek Hill?
No. So what am I trying to say here? So Jalen Waddle was what Cortland Sutton is about to become, is what I'm trying to say, right? Because Cortland Sutton's been wide receiver 1, and now the expectation is Cortland Sutton is going to get many more opportunities to be able to play off of Jalen Waddle because they have someone to take some pressure off of Cortland.
Complement each other.
Jalen Waddle is used to being what Cortland Sutton is about to become. So how does Jalen Waddle kind of respond to being the tried and true wide receiver number 1? That, to me, is the ultimate question.
Well, I'll tell you this, right? First off, Jalen Waddle was the number 1 receiver before Tyreek Hill got there. And for Jalen Waddle was able to take advantage of that. He wanted the attention. He wanted the reps. He never shied away from it. He wanted more. He was able to catch down the middle, get hit hard, bounce back up and say, give me the ball again, Tua. That's why everybody respected him when he was a rookie. So I don't think that's going to matter. I think for Jalen Waddle, it's about Bo Nix finding him. There's going to be a lot of times where Waddle's open. Bo Nix needs to give him that opportunity. Now, I will say this. I think it's going to be a Sunday-by-Sunday basis where one Sunday it's Waddle being number one. The next Sunday, where everybody has all eyes on Waddle and they're doubling up on Waddle, Cortland's the number one receiver, and that's why it's going to be hard to stop this offense. So although Waddle may try to be the number one receiver, I think it's just going to be like the game plan and what the defense is going to do. Who are you going to stop? Who is more explosive? Who are you guys more afraid of, Waddle or Court during that time?
Yeah, I would agree with you on that front. I think both of these guys are going to have a number of different opportunities to go out there and eat, right? I think Waddle is going to be obviously a very welcomed addition. I believe the terminology that Sean Payton used yesterday was there's a crystal clear vision for what Jalen Waddle is going to do for this offense. But I think that means big things for Cortland Sutton. You talk about wide receiver 3, whether it's Marvin, Troy, Pat. I mean, I'm just excited to ultimately see what this offense looks like under the command of Davis Webb, with the addition of Jalen Waddle and Bo Nix being another year older and wiser. So that's going to be my number one takeaway from OTAs, minicamp, training camp. As long as Bo is healthy and that's not a story, I think it's Jalen Waddle, maybe Jonah Coleman number 2, but Waddle's going to be the focus.
And then number 3 has to be Evan Ingram. What is Evan Ingram going to look like this year in this offense with Davis Webb? That's a good point. Can he find a way to be more explosive? Can he find a way to be implemented in this offense? What is Davis Webb going to do to get him going? He's more of I talked about it yesterday. I feel like he's more of a rhythm type of tight end where you got to get him involved early, and then you'll start to see him take off and flourish more towards the end of the game if you get him going early. So those 3 things you have to watch during camp. These are OTAs. You're going through different things. But when camp comes rolling around, that's when things hit the fan.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, speaking of camps, is your child interested in picking up the game of football? Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan for our 3rd annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp, Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Children aged 8 to 14 can enjoy hands-on coaching from former Denver Broncos players like Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, Brandon Stokely, as well as a staff of coaches from Denver South. All proceeds benefit Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. For more information and to register your child, just head to denversports.com/camp. Be sure to do that, folks. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll continue a little bit with the Broncos conversation. Got some cuts here from Cortland Sutton we want to talk about with Jalen Waddle and with Davis Webb, but we've also got some interesting thoughts to kind of explore here with the Colorado Rockies as the trade deadline is approaching sooner rather than later. We'll talk about that next, right here on The Drive.
Is it just sack by? Or does it seem like people are always trying to make excuses as to why the Avalanche fell short of another Stanley Cup?
But here's the thing. It's like, before this, it was, dude, well, it's just Dallas. Yeah. You know, it's like, I get that on social media. Hey, they ran into a buzzsaw. Get over it. Well, last year was a buzzsaw against Dallas. The year before, it was just another buzzsaw against Dallas. The year before, it was a first-round upset to the Kraken. You know, it's like, it's always something.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Start those engines and buckle up, Broncos country. Phillip Lindsay here. And you know I'm all about speed, agility, and getting where I need to go efficiently. And when it comes to your summer vacation, you need that same kind of reliable power. And that's why I'm teaming up with my friends at Hermes Roll Wide. Let's be real. Getting to and from the airport or destination can be a total fumble. Stressful parking, unreliable ride sharing, and nobody needs that. I mean, nobody. And that's where Hermes Roll Wide steps in and scores that game-winning touchdown for your travel plans. They offer top-notch transportation services, from sleek airport transfers in comfortable, clean vehicles to reliable long-distance travel. They're dependable and they're professional, and they understand that your vacation time is precious to you and your family. So ditch the travel day headaches and make your summer vacation a guaranteed win. Give my friends at Hermes Roll Wide a call today at 303-577-7600, or you can visit them online at ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, that's ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Don't miss out on the biggest savings of the year at Cresco Restaurant Equipment's 4-day expo sale, June 10th through 13th in Aurora. Huge discounts on their entire inventory of restaurant equipment and supplies. Factory reps on hand and giveaways. Search Cresco Denver Expo for details.
Ent is becoming Wings. It's a big change. But we're not changing the way we show up for our communities, or our personal service, or the people who provide it. We're not changing locations. We're not even replacing the coffee machine. But we are changing our name. We'll probably even get some new pens. It'll be a big day for pen people. Ent Credit Union, insured by NCUA.
The game started. Call your dad. I'm on it, Ma. Hola, Pa.
Hello, hijita. I can't hear you. I'm at the stadium in Monterrey.
Here, shout goal together. Get nonstop talk, text, and data in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada with T-Mobile, America's best network. Switch on the T-Life app or on T-Mobile.com/connectate. On qualifying plans, not for extended international use. You must reside in the U.S. In primary usage must occur on our network. Best based on analysis by Ookla. Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025.
Dan, I'm not looking to get rich, but I'm not sure what to do. It's something we hear a lot at 303 Law 4040 from people. They've been hurt. They just don't know what to do next. Should they talk to the insurance company? Who's going to pay their medical bills? What if they have to miss work? They don't want to call a lawyer, and they certainly don't want to sue anyone, but they just don't know what to do. Here, take one of our small town clients. He was seriously hurt on his neighbor's property. Tough as nails, salt of the earth guy, and all he was looking to do was the right thing. He said, Dan, I have to live in this town, and I want to be able to hold my head up high when I walk down the street. So if you're talking about suing my neighbor, I'm not interested. I explained that we probably wouldn't have to sue anybody, and we certainly weren't going to hurt his neighbor. In the end, we got him $1.5 million, and he could still hold his head up high in that small town. If you've been hurt, you don't have to feel guilty for calling 303 Law 4040. We are here to help and fight for what's fair. We don't farm you out to a call center. In fact, we give all of our clients our cell phone numbers. We hope you never need us, but save that number in your phone just in case. It's 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain? Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at spineone.com.
Denver Roof Pros provides roofing repairs and replacements with fair pricing and a lifetime warranty. Front Range homeowners trust year-round.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Friday. Ooh, a little house music.
I like this right here.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's
Okay,
get going.
yeah,
Get
this
the people
a
going.
rooftop, a little cocktail in the hand, little night out type of vibe. I like that. All right, good vibes.
Friday.
Friday vibes, baby. You got any fun weekend plans, bro?
Man, just doing a lot of yard work. And my dumb self painted the patio a couple years ago, and now the paint's chipping off, and I'm trying to stain the patio, so I had to go, and actually I did, and shout out Louie, one of my really good friends, good buddies.
Lou.
He helps me with everything. And he helped me get the paint off my patio, man, and it took us 3 days. It took him. Because he was doing a lot of it.
3
3 days to do it, yeah. And so now we have to find a way to stain it and go from there. And then, of course, my grass. And I know Stink likes to talk about his grass, but his grass has nothing on mine. You know, if I would take pictures, Stink would be jealous. So I'm going to do a bunch of yard work. What about you,
Wow,
AP?
you guys are, full on into dad mode. Dante and I aren't quite there yet. Like, I'm thinking about...
Take your time, man.
I'm probably going to the pool this weekend. I'm
that
thinking about going to this
sounds
Denver
fun.
Greek
That sounds
Festival.
fun. Drew, what you doing, man?
I'm heading up to Boulder for the Mumford & Sons concert
Ooh.
Saturday night
Yes.
at Folsom. That's going to be
Fire.
fun. And we,
All right.
little man's got hockey, his first hockey game Sunday morning.
Nice.
So
Good luck. Best of luck.
It's going to be a fun little weekend, man.
All right. Yeah. No, I mean, I just I had it on my calendar. Like, I think part of the reason why Zach is not in today is because he also adjusted his calendar, assuming the Avalanche were going to be in the Stanley Cup right now, right? And then obviously they're not. Go ahead, take your trip, touch some grass. Love that for him. But even I'm like, wow, like I was expecting to be going to Carolina right now, right? Or Montreal if it shook out that way,
sure.
right? So here we are, and it's obviously it's unfortunate. We'd love for the Avalanche to still be in it, but that's just not where we are right now. So hope everyone's going to have a good, fun, safe weekend out there. Touch some grass. Don't you worry. Broncos will be back soon enough, and we'll do it again with the Nuggets and the Avalanche. But there is one team that is currently playing, and that is the Colorado Rockies, who find themselves in decent shape relative to expectations, I would say. Like, they haven't been quite as bad as we thought they would be before the season, Phil.
Yeah, I mean, all I had on my head, and ZB and I talked about it all the time, was like, just be competent. You go into these games, have a chance to win at the end of, with the ninth inning in there.
Like, they're not good, but they're not like
But you know
dog
what?
water.
They're more enjoyable to watch than they were last year. And, like, there's something that you could say for that. And then, of course, there's a couple young guys like Rumfield and stuff that was, fun to watch. And then I keep calling him Moniak because he's going to make that money.
Moniak?
But Moniak is, doing his thing. And so, like, we know that this is going to be a long process. And the Rockies are probably not going to be good for 3-4 more years, but it's the buildup. All right, what does it look like? Some of these young guys, can they come through? So, like, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And look, the Rockies, as it currently stands, they're in last place in the National League West. Them and the San Francisco Giants were going back and forth throughout the course of the week. They're 24-39, 4-6 in their last 10 games. Look, I'll come out here and say it. I don't know if it's because I think it was like Kids Day or something like that. I was at the game on Sunday, dude. That place was packed. It was a Sunday game, like not sold out, obviously, but
for sure.
It was probably as many people as they've had in that ballpark since opening day. I think the Braves were here, so they probably drew pretty big. I think the Cubs are here next week because I know Jake's going to those games. Those will draw well too. But
it's beautiful weather.
I was surprised. Like upper decks, like you couldn't really spot empty rows. It was like you could spot a couple of seats here and there. Like the place was packed. So, it's always a good time. Call me part of the problem. I love Coors Field, man. I love baseball. So, but the reason we want to talk some Rockies here is because as we sit here on June the 5th, right, the Major League Baseball trade deadline will be here sooner rather than later, and obviously we know the Rockies should absolutely positively be sellers. There's no reason why they should be buyers. They ain't making the playoffs.
You would think so.
Newsflash, they ain't making the playoffs this year. They ain't making the playoffs next year, and they're probably not making the playoffs the year after that.
You must be able to read the future there, huh?
So, I mean, you just, this is an organizational rebuild that is 10 years in the making, 10 years too long to start this process. They got to tear this thing down to the foundation in order to build it up. But speaking of that, with the Rockies at least being interesting, right? Like not just like a dead team walking as they were last year. They do have a couple of trade candidates that will be intriguing to other teams. ESPN's Jeff Passan put together his objectives for each Major League Baseball team at the deadline. And here's what he had to say about the Rockies. His objective? Actually rebuild correctly this time. He adds, there's plenty the Rockies can do under new president of baseball operations, Paul DePodesta. They are years away from contending, and nobody on their roster is untouchable. Though Colorado has treated past deadlines as optional, DePodesta values value. And for Dick Monfort's meddlesome nature as owner, he has relented in recent years and last deadline okayed move Ryan McMahon, whom he had previously instructed his baseball operations personnel not to trade. All of this means that when Mickey Moniak's right ankle tendonitis abates, he'll be a power bat worth considering. And that for a team with a hole at catcher. Hunter Goodman could be had for a hefty return, and if someone asks about TJ Rumfield or Troy Johnston, it won't be an automatic no because of their long-term controllability. So point being, what Jeff is trying to make here is some of the guys with upside. Mickey Moniak, who's been solid.
Yeah.
TJ Rumfield, who just won National League Player of the Month. You're looking at Troy Johnston, Antonio Sensatella as maybe the best player available for the Rockies. Do you expect for it to be par for the course with the Rockies, where they hang on to some of these guys maybe a little bit longer than they should? Or do you think Paul DePodesta will start wheeling and dealing and get some talent back for guys like Moniak, Senzatella, et cetera?
So, one, we've had this conversation before. I'm not willing to give up Moniak yet.
Really?
He has one more year on his contract, so maybe next year. But right now, you still need yes, you want to get rid of vets because we're not going to be good anytime soon, but you still need a couple really solid vets that are good for the locker room that can still teach these young guys like Rumfield, right? You're not a pro just yet. Yeah, you might be out there making some plays, but are you consistent enough? So I would keep somebody like Moniak, but Senzatella definitely on the table. You know he's not going to be a part of this next in the future of the team that's going to be
Correct.
good.
He's been here a long time.
And so like get rid of him if you can, get something back, a couple of somebody from the farm system so that you can start building that way. I don't want to give up everybody because you still need to be able to be competent in these games, and I'm definitely not giving up some of the really young ones like Rumfield. I'm going to say no to those because those are the type of guys that you can build with.
I don't think there's a single player on this roster that should not be considered in trade talks, and I think that actually includes Ezekiel Tovar.
Then you're really going to –
I think
no foundation
again,
be
the Rockies are so far off from being competitive. Like, look, do I think they're trading Tovar? No, but if you get an absolute haul, if you get an offer you can't refuse, I think you consider. I think Tovar is obviously your pinnacle player here.
Yes.
But a guy like Antonio Senzatella, I like Mickey Moniak, but like we're in the year 2026. The Rockies are building for the year 2030. Right? Like, we are so far off from the Rockies being competitive that I understand while Mickey Moniak has some runway and TJ Rumfield has some runway, you need to...
TJ Rumfield's a baby.
I hear what you're saying.
He's a baby and he looks good.
But what's
Isn't
TJ
that what we're
Rumfield going to
doing?
be in 4 years?
You said what?
What's TJ Rumfield going to be in 4 years?
We don't know. This is why you have to develop them.
But you have to look at the timeline.
But so tell me this. You're giving up somebody like Rumfield who's already young.
Correct.
For what? For young, right? Or
Correct.
some picks that you're like, so
Picks,
that doesn't make
prospects,
sense.
I think it makes plenty of sense with
Senzatella
the nature
does.
of baseball.
They're older, but not your young guys.
But it's not like football, and I'm not saying that just because you played
No,
football, right?
but-
But it's like baseball is much more of a journey and a long thought out process of organizational development. And right now, the pipeline for the Rockies is
so
barren.
who are you going to develop if you're giving away your young guys?
I mean, who's the best prospects they have right now? Like Zach Veen's kind of fallen off. It's probably Charlie Condon and Ethan Holiday. And Ethan Holiday's out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, he is.
Right? So
Stress
point
fracture.
being is you have to do whatever you can to build up your farm system, build up your trenches. And right now the Rockies are very shallow in that department, which is why to me, like Senzatella to me is an absolute.
Yes,
you have to
yes,
trade
I
Antonio
can agree with
Senzatella.
you.
If you want to have the conversation as we're having with Mickey Moniak and et cetera and these guys, we can have it. But the point that I'm trying to make is when these guys are in the middle of their prime, if they're not already, or at the end of the prime, the Rockies aren't going to be anywhere close to contending.
But you know what? You don't have to get rid of all your players this year. Maybe it's next year for someone like if
That's
you want to
fair.
do Tovar, right? Like Moniak, he has one more year, and if you decide like, hey, look, he's not as good as he was this year, let's try to shop him for something. But I don't think you just say, we're going to sell 7 guys and try to get these young players right now. Yes, you try to get the guys out of the building that still have a little bit of value. And then you go from there. But I'm not giving up someone like TJ Rumfield. I refuse to do that. He's young.
Refuse.
He's young. He is young.
Refuses. Dante's shaking his head.
Okay, so tell me why. Okay, so he's on me. Like, why would you give up a young player that you have to develop? That's your job to do, is to develop him. Someone like Senzatella, you're not developing him anymore. He is who he is. Now you send him off and you get some young players for him, but keep it young. All right, Chase Dollander, I'm not giving him up.
No, and I don't know what Dollander's value is right now either.
I mean, but he's
it's
another
probably
young
pretty
guy.
high. But I'm with Phil. And the thing is, if you trade a TJ Rumfield, you hope that you get a TJ Rumfield in return.
Thank you.
So what's the point of doing that?
But
you want to keep young talent in the building. And to me, that was the thing that they did this year was they raised the floor of the team, and you don't keep raising the floor of the team if you trade away good young assets.
I think you make a good point, and I think my counter to that is how far off I think the Rockies are. Like, do you think? And I get from a raising floor perspective, but like, is TJ Rumfield in line for a contract extension long term with the Rockies?
But we don't
He's
know
in
that.
year 1. They
He's
have
a
team
baby.
control for
but I
6
agree.
years, Danilo.
But that's what I'm
They don't have
saying.
to think about that for
But
half a decade
The
from now.
less team control you have, the less you're going to get back in return.
So, but the thing is, if the kid's having success right now, it's like the sky's the limit for him. So why would I sell him when it's like, man, we need kids like that in our organization. We need to add to stuff. And if he's great, you build around somebody like that.
I think Rumfield is worth a conversation. I can understand that. But
I think Rumfield, I think Moniak, I think Dolander, I think all three of those guys. Yes, you keep them.
Interesting.
Senzatella, you got to go.
I think you ship him. I do. And Rumfield's a little bit different because he's in year one.
I didn't know if you're a Rockies fan, though. You might be just trying to ship us and put
I'm not.
Set us
but
all.
but
Look
I'm a
at you,
baseball
you're trying
fan.
to set us back.
But I
set us
thoroughly
back.
enjoy the Rockies. Like some of my favorite times in my career were covering the Rockies in 17 and 18. Like baseball is my favorite sport. It's the one that I grew up living, breathing, eating, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I love the game.
I know you talk about it all the time.
I yearn for the day the Rockies are competitive again. And maybe it is.
Well, apparently you don't
Rumfield.
Because you're trying to get rid of the guys that are going to help them be competitive.
I think where we're disagreeing is I think the Rockies are more far off than maybe you do. Right? And again,
but it has to start from somewhere.
I agree. I don't think it's necessarily a yes or no. Like here's how I'll phrase it. I'm okay if they trade TJ Rumfield. I'm not going to sit here and say they absolutely have to. If they keep them, I understand it for the reasons
he's
you do.
young. He's young. He's promising now. And next year, if he's falling off a little bit, you can make that decision. But you keep somebody like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Drew, what are you thinking, man? You love Drew.
It's the Senzas. It's the Willie Castros, right? It's those journey. Like if Quintana was healthy, like those are the guys you for sure trade.
If your age starts with a 3, then yeah, we can talk about moving on from you. But if we're talking about young guys here, that's who you want in the building. It's everything Phil said. If that's how you build the winning culture is with those young, talented, competitive guys.
Yeah.
Look at you. I'm just going to sell everybody.
No, I'm saying they need to be willing to sell everybody. That's what I'm saying. Like, whether or not they do, I think this trade deadline tells us a lot about the future of the organization under Paul DePodesta. Is it going to be more of the same, where you hold on to guys that you love because they're fan favorites and this and that and the other, and it's not good for your organization, or do you flip these guys to build this thing up from the ground up?
Senzatella, Kyle Freeland, guys like that you know are not in the future, you get rid of. Not Chase Dolander, not Rumfield, none of these young guys that you have to develop at some point. You gotta do your job. Fair. And your job is to develop.
And we're talking about developing. You're talking about trading some of these guys for younger guys. Are we sure those guys are going to develop in the Rocky system? At least we have some flashes of talent here.
Yeah, but it also goes the other way. Like, who's to say that this isn't lightning in a bottle for a TJ Rumfield?
Well,
I mean, you're never going to know that.
Right.
Time will tell.
Well, you know what? I got to say this, fellas. I'm loving a spirited Rockies conversation on a Friday. I think the station as a whole needs to talk more Rockies baseball.
I tell you who's not going to be a general manager. AP is not going to be a general manager.
Coming after me. Well, you know, my general manager of the team that I root for in the National League, not so hot right now. Not so hot. But, all right. This is KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver, and KARS-FM Laramie. Anilo Bureau in for Zach Bye. We've got our guy Phillip Lindsay on a Friday, baby. Let's go.
Yes, sir. And you know what, AP? I'll go ahead and say this part because I never get to say it. This is the drive powered by Regen.
Let's go.
RX.
Woo! Happy Friday. Good conversation about the Rockies. Seriously, I want to just try to clear my name a little bit for just a moment. It's not that I'm saying trade everybody. I'm just saying all options need to be on the table. That's kind of where I'm at with the Rockies. So that's a conversation for another day. We'll stick a pin in it. You and Zach can debate that. And ultimately, we see what the Rockies end up doing come Major League Baseball trade deadline. But I am...
Manila's trying to sabotage the Rockies. Like they're already down in the dump.
It's not sabotage.
Damn, we're trying to find a way out.
Like I said, I'm part of the problem. I'm going to the games. I'm buying them. By the way, I went to the game on Sunday.
Yeah.
Some dude ate the entire Glazilla by himself.
Oh, that's nasty.
It was a spectacular feat.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
nasty.
like, I don't know how he did it. He looked at me. He's like, bro, I'm so full right now. I'm like, I'm sure you are, my man. I'm sure you are, but I'm part of the problem. I'm getting the monster nachos and the tornadoes.
I feel you, man.
All right, well, yeah, we'll see what happens with the Rockies at the trade deadline. The big story of the day, though, in Denver sports is not a fun one. It involves Broncos linebacker Jonathan Cooper. You guys have probably heard by now if you have not. Cooper was arrested due to a domestic situation involving his girlfriend. It appears that there was some sort of back and forth argument over a phone. The girl wanted the phone for some infidelity questions. Cooper rebutted this and that. We don't have to necessarily get into the minutia of it. Point being, it's not a good look for Cooper. It's not a good look for the Broncos organization. And it's not a fun topic for us to talk about here on a Friday. I want to come out and say, I hope this story is not as bad as maybe it appears to be. I hope Coop's okay. I hope his lady's okay. I hope no one is hurt, and I'm wishing for the best possible outcome in the situation. But Phil, it's a big story.
It's a huge story, and usually when you're talking about the Denver Broncos, with Greg Penner being, the head of everything, it's always good news. The facility, the stadium, the players are getting paid. You're never hearing too much noise about the players in general other than just strictly football. And so now the news comes out with Jay Coop doing this or supposedly, assaulting his girlfriend. It's just sad news, man. And I've been in the locker room with guys that have dealt with situations like that or getting in trouble and being arrested for other things. And it's embarrassing. You walk back into that facility and you have to talk to your boss. You got to talk to your teammates, and that's not your character. And I know Jonathan Cooper well and worked out with him, talked to him multiple times, and he's a really good dude. And so it just shows you that, when you're not in the right headspace at that time, anything can happen. So the only thing I can say, and it's easier said than done, and we've all been through it where you get so mad, but you got to take a step back and understand, like, hey, man, like in a split second, everything can come tumbling down and your career could be over because of something like this.
Yeah, and here's an initial report from Mike Kliss to kind of just provide some context and details to the situation. According to the arrest affidavit, his girlfriend was arguing with Cooper over cheating allegations in his apartment. She admitted that she grabbed Cooper's phone from him and threw it across the room, then picked it up to go through it, the affidavit says. Cooper then got into a physical struggle with her, grabbed her arm, and took his phone back, according to the affidavit. She then tried to take the phone back, and Cooper braced his neck against her neck to prevent her from getting his phone. After the physical struggle was over, Cooper admitted that he told her that he was going to break her phone if she did not leave the apartment, and that he bit her phone when she did not leave, causing disabling damage.
When you first said that, you were going to say he bit her. He bit the phone.
Well, no, yeah, I was making sure that I got that right. But also, like, biting a phone.
That's what I'm saying. That's interesting.
That's
hurt your teeth.
Something. Yeah, interesting is probably,
Smash
probably
the phone,
a fair
okay,
word to
but
use
like
there.
biting,
So.
okay.
Yeah, look, but as Mike Kliss kind of detailed, you had a good question, too. I'm like, this is not affecting the Broncos in an X's and O's perspective as of right now. We're still very, very, very early on into this situation. Yeah. There's no telling how this plays out right now.
No, and I believe that, and I think Mike said it, that Jay Coop, he has a hearing Monday. So
Yes.
He'll go back to court Monday, and hopefully things get cleared up and both parties are okay. But until then, you kind of just wait and see. For the Broncos, you probably hold your breath. For the NFL, you're also waiting to see what's happening because they're not going to tolerate that. And as you know, there's been multiple times if what Jonathan Cooper did was real and they're not going to tolerate it, they're going to get rid of you as a player and you won't be allowed back in their league.
Right.
So, and that's happened multiple times, but also people get second chances. So we'll see what happens, and we don't know enough for me to sit here and critique it and
Right.
truly give my opinion. Like, that's not mine to give right now.
Yeah, look, it's a messy situation, right?
Yeah.
And ultimately, we'll see how it plays out. I feel the need to address this. We did at the very beginning of the show when we were in here with Cecil and Will. And look, I help run the social media here at The Fan, and I post the news about Jonathan Cooper, and the first couple of comments are like, welcome home, Von Miller. Right? Like, and a lot of people think that this means that Cooper will be off the team, and then Von can then take his spot, right? Like, that's not what's happening here.
Yeah.
And let's make it clear here as well, Phil. If Von Miller were to join the Denver Broncos, it will not be because of this situation involving Jonathan Cooper.
No. I mean, it's something that if Jacob can't play anymore, I mean, you may talk about it, but like if Von Miller comes back, it's because they want to do it, and it would probably be later on. Von's a vet. If they wanted him, they would have been offered him a contract to be a Denver Bronco right now.
Right.
I could see Von Miller come in here. If he does come here, it's like something happened during camp to a player. You need a vet to come in. It's plug and play. Why not add Von Miller because he still has something left in the tank? He had 9 sacks for the Commanders last year. And he's a fan favorite, but you're not bringing in Von Miller because Jonathan Cooper is going through a situation that we don't know about yet.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And look, honestly, if Von Miller were to come back with the Broncos, Phil, I could kind of see it being one of those middle of the year scenarios where, like, off the bye, around the bye, like home stretch, trade deadline, whatever it might be. But I just think it's really important to kind of separate the two thoughts here about Von Miller to the Broncos. That's one thing, and Jonathan Cooper dealing with his legal situation off the field is a completely other thing. So we'll keep you guys updated with that information here on DenverSports.com, as well as the corresponding Denver social media outlets. But it's the big story of the day here in Denver, and it was also like front page news on ESPN. So let's talk about something a little bit more fun. I teased it. I want to pay it off here. Courtland Sutton yesterday at OTAs, right? And I think Courtland Sutton is one of the more interesting players to keep an eye on for the Broncos moving forward through camp, just because if there's anyone whose role could change the most, it could very well be Courtland Sutton's because of the introduction to Jalen Waddle, right? Like you look around the room like, all right, Pat Surtain's still here. We'll see what happens with Riley Moss and Jahdae Barron. The defensive line has been established with Benito and Allen, and we'll see what happens with the kid they drafted from A&M, right?
Yeah.
The offensive line has continuity. But if there's a position that could have some fluctuation, to me it's wide receiver. And I think Courtland Sutton is welcoming Jalen Waddle with open arms, clearly. But I think his ceiling can also go up in the process here, Phil.
Yeah, I mean, it's help me, help you situation for Court. Court, one, he's a pro's pro. He's going to do things the right way. He's not afraid of competition. He's not afraid of somebody coming in and competing with him. And we also have to remember, and I was on the team at this time. Me and Courtland came in at the same time.
Right.
All right, it was Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas. And you had Courtland Sutton that was in the mix, who was drafted in the second round. Emmanuel and Demaryius could have definitely just said, we're not going to teach you anything. We're going to give you the cold shoulder. And that's not what they did. What Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas did was bring in all the young receivers and try to teach them as much as possible just for Elway to turn around and trade DT because Courtland was doing well. So I think for Courts have seen this before. He's seen people come and go, and I think he's looking at it as, yes, we're competing in camp, and I do want to be the number one receiver, but also you're going to help me out. And all eyes are going to go on you at times because of your speed, because of what you can do and bring to the table, that it's going to free me up and it's going to take pressure off of me. And now I'm one-on-one with this littler DB, and now I'm catching it over his head, mossing him, and, we for a 50-yard touchdown. So I'm excited to see this duo, but also in the back of Court's head, he'd be lying to everybody if he didn't feel some type of way, right? People are talking about Jalen Waddle. We're talking about Jalen Waddle all the time, and Court still wants to make sure everybody knows and gives him his respect that he's still a top receiver in this league.
Well, here's what Courtland Sutton had to say about how he and Jalen Waddle will both be tough to cover. Oh, hold on. That one. The iPad was not working there for a second. Hold on.
The weapons in our room.
There we go.
Not only just with myself and Jalen, but the rest of the guys in the room. I think Trey made tremendous progress over from year to year, and Marv as well. Pat Bryant had a tremendous year as well. For a young guy, that was really good to be able to see.
So yeah, there's it's an interesting quote there from Courtland Sutton. We can play it again here in a little bit too, but it's basically everything that you just said, Phil, right? And there's no animosity between Courtland Sutton and Jalen Waddle. And I think here's the big question: Courtland Sutton, on if he's willing to give up targets with a deeper team now that Jalen Waddle's a part of the squad.
Yeah, I mean, y'all know me. We've talked for years at this point now that I want to win games. At the end of the day, I want to win games, and I think last year we saw what it would take for a selfless offense to be able to get to where we want to get to. I don't think that we have any individual personalities in our offense that are saying, hey, I need this, I need that. I think we got a bunch of guys that are willing to put their pride aside and say, hey, look, what do I need to do for this team to be successful?
I mean, I don't think you could have a better answer than that. For a guy that it's fair from the media and the fans alike to have questions about how Courtland Sutton is going to respond to Jalen Waddle coming in the building and in theory being a wide receiver one or of that breed and type. I don't think you could have gotten a better response from Courtland Sutton when it comes to willing to sacrifice and give up targets. To him, it's winning above everything. That's exactly what you want to hear.
Well, for Court, he's been on a lot of losing teams or a team when it comes to the Denver Broncos, and now he's starting to have success. He's been there for a long time now. And at some point, Anilo, playing the game and you've had the success, you go for the 1,000-yard years, you have all the touchdowns, you get paid. And for Courtland's situation, I think Courtland has been paid 3 times. Like, it comes down to like your legacy, and everybody loves a winner. And so you're willing to do whatever it takes to win games. And if it's, hey, I only get 2 targets, so be it. Cortland's 30 years old. It's not like he needs to sit here and prove that he belongs in the NFL.
Right.
He's there. He's doing a great job when he does have those opportunities. And I think he's looking at it differently, where a lot of younger guys will look at it as, you're trying to replace me and I'm mad and I'm pouting. He's looking at it like, hey, great. Another guy, another explosive guy that's going to free me up. I'm going to keep being me. I'm going to keep doing the dirty work, and I will be rewarded because that's just who I am. And he has a great relationship with Bo Nix, and Bo Nix is definitely going to make sure my man Court gets involved.
Well, and that's what the Broncos are. They're a selfless organization right now. Like at least from the player base, right? Like, we know who Sean is and kind of how he carries himself and how he talks and all that kind of stuff. And I think it's great because I think it provides an edge and some juice to this team. But when it comes to the personnel, like, there's not a lot of egos, right? And you look at Cortland Sutton, you compare to what just happened with A.J. Brown all offseason. And A.J. Brown is the exact opposite. It appears that A.J. Brown is more so focused on, going for 1,000 yards a year and getting his touchdown receptions as opposed to winning. I mean, this is a guy who's on a championship team, who had a chance to go back there and repeat last year and contend once again. Granted, he can still do that in New England, depending on who you ask. You know how I feel about the Patriots.
If you ask AP, Patriots aren't making the playoffs.
But
crazy.
What more could you want from a winning perspective? Like, point being is winning was not everything to A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
Winning seems to be everything, or at least paramount, for a guy like Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, and that's what you're looking for, guys like that. And you know what? It helps the younger guys understand and take into perspective what really matters. And if you do things the right way, you will be rewarded. You will have your opportunities to catch touchdowns and get all the yards, but also win. And what comes with winning? A payday. And so
Correct.
having a vet in the building, see, that's something I didn't have, AP, at my position. When I first got there, it was myself, it was Royce Freeman, and Booker was our vet, but Book wasn't established. I wish we would have had somebody in there like Adrian Peterson or a Marshawn Lynch that you can lean on, and he could teach you how to be a pro's pro, because there were times, I'm going to be real, Friday before the game, I'm eating some Popeyes. All right, probably not the smartest thing
You're
to do.
eating Popeyes on Friday before the game?
Yes, I'm young.
Man.
Look, I'm 24 years old, 25 years old, and,
Wow.
doing well, thinking I could do whatever I want. And instead, I should have been eating a healthy meal, getting ready for that game, right? But a vet would have told me, hey, dude, that's not how we do things. Cortland will do that. Cortland will hold people accountable and these young players accountable, and then that's going to set them up for success.
I'm going to Popeyes today.
Yeah,
bro.
I know, man.
That sounds phenomenal.
I don't have to worry about it
my
anymore.
God. Yeah, bro. Those days are over and done with. Oh, my gosh. No, but I think, again, you bring up some good points, and there is a degree of professionalism, and for the holdover guys, right, for the Cortland Suttons, for the Garrett Bulls, even Surtain to a certain extent, when he first came here, just kind of that losing dynamic of the Broncos, I think there is kind of this idea of, like, let's not take this for granted. And Bo, right, I know Bo won a lot at Oregon, but you think about the adversity that he had to face at Auburn, kind of stepping into his father's shoes and maybe not living up to the potential and the hype that was expected for him. Like, it's a very humble group, all things considered. And so I just think, like, if there was, this is not the case, obviously, but you had to at least wonder, bringing in a Jalen Waddle, how does that affect the rest of the room? And so far, it seems like it's going to impact it in a positive way as a whole. Here's what Cortland Sutton had to say about what makes Jalen Waddle such a great and dynamic receiver.
He has tremendous speed. His speed and acceleration, paired together are top tier. His understanding of offense, his understanding of just football knowledge, being able to understand how to manipulate his speed to be able to get into these spots, and then his run after the catch, I'm sure you guys already know, is top tier. Once the ball gets in his hand, he's trying to get to the end zone. He looks and he's like, how fast can he get from point A to point B once the ball gets in his hand? And it's really fun to be able to watch a guy who has that quality and that attribute, watching him do that up close and personal. It's fun to watch and fun to be a part of, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of it through the rest of OTAs, mini camp, training camp, and then rolling into the season.
And let's run this other bite back just because we had an audio issue here. Cortland Sutton on what makes him and Waddle tough to cover.
So I think that he and I being able to manipulate the outside is going to help the run game. And then ultimately, whenever we do get a chance to get these one-on-one looks, I think it's going to be interesting to see where that safety does decide to shade, because I think that we have the weapons in our room, not only just with myself and Jalen, but the rest of the guys in the room. I think Trey made tremendous progress from year to year, and Marv as well. Pat Bryant had a tremendous year as well. For a young guy, that was really good to be able to see.
All right. So kind of in line with what we've been talking about here, right, Phil, is raising the floor. I think that's been my big theme with the Broncos offensively in the Jalen Waddle addition in the offseason is raising the offensive floor. And there's a lot to unpack. I thought Cortland Sutton was the best quote yesterday. Like the one thing, if there's one, this isn't a bad thing. Like Jalen Waddle talked for about 5 seconds. Like his answers are very short and sweet.
Waddle's not going to talk a lot. He
Right.
doesn't like to talk. He doesn't like attention like that. He likes to do it on the football field. He loves his teammates and he loves to have fun, but he's not going to talk to the press as much.
Right, and so it's nice to get that context from a guy like Cortland Sutton. Yeah. And so ultimately, man, like I love what Cortland has to say there about the run game too, because it's about well-rounding this offense. Like, what was the strength of the Broncos offense last year?
The strength when J.K. was healthy, it was the run game. It's the offensive line, I would say, in the run game. After that, I don't believe there was a strength. I believe it was Bo Nix. It was the Bo Nix show. The strength was Bo Nix.
It was dink and dunk. It was make it happen any means necessary.
Yeah.
It was scramble. I don't really know. I agree with you. Like post J.K. Dobbins injury, I don't know what the identity of this Broncos offense was.
And that's one thing, AP, I say all the time. What is the identity? And that's something that you have to figure out fast. This is who we are going to be all the time. The Vegas Golden Knights, their identity was fast but physical. We're going to play really good defense. And they stuck with that, where for the Avs, it seemed like they lost their identity and they didn't know what to do. And at one point, it's like, we're fast, but we're not physical, so how can we beat them? You have to stick to what you do best. And so for the Broncos, what's going to help this offense out is the run game. J.K. Dobbins, Coleman, R.J. Harvey taking a next step, trusting that offensive line, and then, of course, these receivers doing their part, getting open faster, quicker, and then Bo Nix getting the ball out of his hands quicker. So I think that the identity this year, AP, and you're right, you have to ask yourself what the identity is for the Denver Broncos. It needs to be the run game. It must be the run game, and because you have Waddle in court, it's going to open up that run game because you can't add a guy in the box, like I say all the time, an extra guy on the line of scrimmage to stop the run. They have to respect Court, and they have to definitely respect Jalen Waddle's speed.
Yeah, let me say this. The identity of the Broncos last year was their defense, right? But when it comes to their offensive identity, it's kind of to be determined, right? And so I tend to agree with you as well. I think there's a lot of moving parts here for the Broncos that it's going to be curious to see how it plays out. Because here's the other thing, Phil, is I hate to admit this, not even admit, but just kind of put it out there because it just kind of seems like a fact. Like you have to forecast for about 5 to 6 games at minimum without J.K. Dobbins. So how do you ensure that you prevent what happened? And look, I understand J.K. Dobbins went down. The Broncos were still winning games. R.J. Harvey was phenomenal as a pass catcher out of the backfield. But if you're going to be a run-first team and that's your identity, and I'm sure Sean, if he's listening, hates this conversation because he's probably like, you don't need an identity with the way we're going to do things, right? But if you want to be able to lean on your run game, you're going to have to make sure the bottom doesn't fall out like it did last year. And that's where Jonah Coleman comes in. That's where R.J. Harvey comes in as well. So I think the Broncos have the pieces to make that happen.
Yeah. With Coleman being there too, I think that we're going to see a lot. And I did like what I seen out of Coleman yesterday, right? Catching out of the backfield, natural hands, short. He has a quick burst, and really, really thick lower body, thick upper body. And if he can run well in between the tackles, which watching film on YouTube and dissecting some of it just in general, he does run well inside. He has really good vision, just like J.K. Now, he's not J.K. He has to prove that he can see the field like J.K. at the professional level, but that's going to take pressure off for J.K. Dobbins and hopefully keep him healthy. But you have to have, I say, a plan A. The plan A needs to be Coleman. You got J.K. You know he's there, but you have to keep him healthy. But Coleman, this whole camp needs to be about making sure Coleman is ready to go in the blocking game, catching game, but also running in between the tackles.
Well, part of the identity and what will ultimately end up becoming it is in the hands of the, quote, mad scientist that is offensive play caller Davis Webb. Ringing endorsement here from Cortland Sutton.
I'm sure y'all got a chance to talk to him. The dude is a mad scientist when it comes to the offensive game, and he spent, the past 3 years now, been able to learn the game under Coach Payton, who we all know is an offensive genius, has one of the best offensive minds. And to be able to have that amount of time to be able to learn the game from someone as talented and as special as Coach Payton, it's ultimately allowed him to be able to master this offense that he's been able to put together. It's a combination of things that he's learned from Coach Payton and things that, he's liked and seen from his own experience of playing and coaching in this league. And so I know that he's ready. There's not a thought behind it. I know that he's ready, and being able to listen to the way he coaches and the way that he's teaching the terminology to us on the field and in the classroom has been amazing.
Again, I thought Cortland Sutton was the best soundbite of the day yesterday from Broncos OTAs. Definitely something to keep an eye on, Phil. But I do think I'm going to take what Cortland says at face value. Like it feels like there's that digging in, right? We were talking about the Rockies and their foundation. It feels like the Broncos have dug in, and now it's time to start building upon that foundation.
Well, players make plays, players win games for you, but you need your offensive coordinator ready to go. Davis Webb looked confident when I was out there yesterday, and let's see what it looks like when he's under pressure.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. So it's going to be a big season for the Denver Broncos no matter what. Obviously, a disappointing and stunning end to their year last year. We'll see what Davis Webb can do. We can see what Jalen Waddle, Jonah Coleman will do, and ultimately how Bo Nix bounces back from the injury along with Sean Payton as the head coach. Guys, is your child interested in picking up the game of football? Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan for our third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp, Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Children aged 8 to 14 can enjoy hands-on coaching from former Denver Bronco players like Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, as well as a staff of coaches from Denver South. All proceeds benefit Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. For more information and to register your child, just head to DenverSports.com/camp. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, a little bit NBA conversation. The finals on the mind here, but something that I thought about from Game 1 that applies to the Denver Nuggets. That's next.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child ages 8 to 14 will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. So your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at DenverSports.com/camp. That's DenverSports.com/camp.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
This is the sound of Claire, cooking dinner at home. And that's the sound of a fraud alert from Wells Fargo, flagging a charge for a pricey restaurant in Paris. Considering Claire isn't in Paris right now, that seemed odd to the bank and to Claire. 2 taps later, Claire says nope to the charge, and Wells Fargo is on the case. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Hey, it's Zach here. Are you seeing cracks in your home's drywall or foundation? Call Homestrong. Their highly qualified technicians provide free inspections and quotes. With 20-plus years experience in the foundation repair and concrete industry, one thing is certain. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
Hey, Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Summer is coming in hot. Don't wait. Beat the rush with an early bird cooling system tune-up and inspection for only $49 from ROX Rocks Heating and Air. They'll inspect your system and keep you cool when everyone else is scrambling. Call Rocks Heating and Air today and schedule your tune-up before the end of June. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair, ROX, Rocks, Heating and Air.
Calling all food enthusiasts. Join Cresco Restaurant Equipment and Supply Company for their 4-day expo sale from June 10th to 13th in Aurora. Enjoy incredible discounts with top quality restaurant equipment and supplies. Meet factory reps, dive into their huge product selection, and enjoy free food and giveaways. Don't miss out. Visit them at 751 Billings Street and search for Cresco Denver Expo for details. Cresco, your local culinary headquarters.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Done right kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Our 8% scheduling incentive and bank financing to ask about. Make a great time to call 800-362-8370 or drhi.com.
If you miss the filing deadline again, the consequences can be substantial and the penalties huge. After 5 months, you'll owe late filing penalties of 25%, not to mention interest. The recent IRS tactics include prosecuting more non-filers, often criminally. So call the people I trust, Advanced Tax Solutions. They will help you get back into the system and off the IRS's radar. 303-753-6040 or visit advancedtaxsolutions.com.
This segment on The Fan is brought to you by Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff basketball action continues as San Antonio faces New York in Game 2 starting at 6. Sunday on The Fan, San Francisco faces Chicago in baseball action starting at 5.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, we'll come on back into the program. And Emo Piro in for Zach By. Appreciate you guys rocking with us today. Zach will be back on Monday. Phillip Lindsay riding shotgun as always. We got the great Dante Gomez behind the glass as well. Been a fun one today. Been a very fun show. Obviously an interesting one with the Jonathan Cooper news, but a good conversation there in the last segment about Jalen Waddle raising the floor, Davis Webb a little bit there at the end as well. That's going to dominate the airwaves here moving forward until we get to the Broncos honestly, beyond the Broncos regular season. That's going to be topic number one.
Yeah, they need to be on point. That duo, that combination, along with the run game. The defense has to be where they were last year. And then, of course, the Denver Broncos have to stay healthy. That's number one.
Well, speaking of being on point, we'll get to the Broncos to end the show for sure. How about the New York Knicks in Game 1 of the NBA Finals? Look, and let me come out here and say this. I have nothing against the San Antonio Spurs. I very much enjoy watching the New York Knicks. There's something to me, Phil, I don't know if you feel this way, about being a neutral observer. Right? No emotional to the Nuggets did this, the Nuggets did that,
no dog
the
in
Avalanche.
the fight,
you know what I'm saying? No dog in the fight. I can just sit back, got my bag of chips, my bowl of dip, I got the feet up, and I'm watching
No
some
beer,
moves.
man? You got to say
yeah, maybe a beverage or two.
Okay,
Maybe a
there
beverage
we go.
or two, especially it's 90-something degrees this
I'm with you on that, where you don't have to, when you're dealing with, and for us, it's the Nuggets, the Avalanche, you're looking at the game, but you really can't just enjoy it because you're trying to figure out how you're going to talk about it. But when you don't have those guys playing and it's the Spurs and the Knicks, you're just enjoying a great basketball game. And that's exactly what it was. That first game was a great basketball game, and the Knicks ended up finding a way to pull that off on the road.
Yeah, no doubt. And, just to, of course, because it's Denver sports talk, I got to bring it back to the Nuggets in some capacity. Watching Jalen Brunson take over in that fourth quarter, Phil, I was like, man, that the Nuggets don't have that right now.
Straight dog.
And it's especially what the Nuggets had, I want to say a 12-game win streak heading into the playoffs.
Yep.
I know it was in the double digits, right? And so, they were beating up on bottom feeders. They had those 2 tough games against Utah that they ended up winning. And, they had the one signature win against the San Antonio Spurs down the stretch. But, I'm watching Jalen Brunson, and I understand it's one game. But I'm like, man, what happened to that version of Jamal Murray? I don't think Jamal was ever this complete version of Jalen Brunson, but Jamal at one point, and I still think he does, has some dog in him. Now, he was in the kennel against Minnesota.
He's been in the kennel for a couple years
now.
now.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong, because what? I thought he was all right against Oklahoma City 2 years ago.
But see, this is the thing, right?
This is the worst we've seen Jamal in a long time.
We throw around that dog word way too much. Is Jamal
what kind
Murray
of dog?
really exactly? Is Jamal Murray there's only one dog. When I'm talking about a dog, I'm talking about a ferocious dog that's going to come at you, a pit bull that's consistent, that you know what you're going to get out of that man or woman if you're talking about women's sports every single night that they step foot on the court, on the ice, on the football field. And for someone like Jalen Brunson, you know what you're going to get out of him. Yeah, it's just one game in the series, but the man has been doing that all series long. He's been doing it during the regular season when people have been pooping on my man and talking about his height and how he can't be one of the better guards in the league.
King.
Bull crap. And for someone like Jamal Murray, it's man, we want to see you consistent. You had a really great year this year, but can you do it again? Can you do it again? And then when it matters the most in the postseason, can you come up big? Which Jamal Murray did not come up big for the Denver Nuggets this year.
Yeah.
No dog.
Yeah.
No dog, AP.
But no dog.
No dog.
So you don't think
you could be a good player and not a dog?
Look, but I disagree. I feel like we've seen Jamal Murray have some dog in him before.
No. Has there been moments where he's
but what we saw from Jalen Brunson in Game 1 was a moment.
Yeah, but come on, dude. Brunson is like that. Let's not act like Brunson isn't like that every single night. He did that against the Nuggets not too long ago.
It's true.
That's Brunson for you. He is the same version of himself, whereas Jamal, you don't know what you're getting out of him. He's very inconsistent.
And I don't know what and it's kind of poetic in a way that the worst playoff series of Jamal Murray's career comes off the heels of his best regular season in his NBA career, right? Named to an All-NBA team. It's very, very interesting to kind of see and try to analyze what exactly happened with the Denver Nuggets in that playoff series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And that's where it's I don't know about you. I'm sure you guys have talked about this extensively.
Mm-hmm.
Jamal's coming back. Jokic's coming back. I think Gordon's coming back.
Well, see, I don't know if you've been listening to us, AP. I don't think either AG is coming back or Jamal could be the guy that you move.
You think it's one of the two?
Yeah, just
not
because.
Both?
Nah, I don't think you get rid of both right now. That's really dramatic for Jokic. But one of them, and maybe Jamal is the guy that ends up leaving because he has the higher ceiling and he had a great year, and you can probably get something for him more than you would AG.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that as well. I just don't think KSC likes to rock the boat unless they feel like they need to rock the boat. It's part of the reason why I also think Jared Bednar is getting a contract extension. I think it's even more so the reason that David Adelman is going to be back as head coach of the Denver Nuggets, because like you could not have drawn up a more embarrassing way for this Nuggets team to go out of the postseason than what just happened. And the fact that David Adelman comes back shows you that there is a level of content with the way that the ownership group is kind of handling the situation as it pertains to the Denver Nuggets. So, I think the move to make, I believe the reports that are coming out about Payton Watson, they'd like to get him back, but I think the move that will be made will be a salary dump of Cam Johnson. I think that's the most likely move. I think it'd be great if they could move Christian Brown just because that contract is horrible.
I don't know, wishful thinking though, man. You know we're not going to be able to get anything from CB, and we're not going to do any type of salary dump with that contract.
No, I agree. Now the one silver lining to the Christian Brown situation is this. I don't think Christian Brown was ever comfortable this year. And I'm not going to give Christian Brown a mulligan season. I'll give him a mulligan week, a mulligan month.
It sounds
right?
like
But like point being, like, if I got to spin zone it, I have to believe that is the worst Christian Brown will ever be for an entire season.
I mean, look, you're only as good as the next game, right? In the last game you play. CB needs to come back up and have a major bounce back. And he can do it. He's athletic. He's young. We've seen him before. But that was horrible. That was a horrible showing by Christian Brown this year.
Terrible.
And I know
he was their worst impact player.
You could say he was hurt and all that. And if you're too hurt, then you don't play. Because now look what happens.
Especially when you got paid.
Exactly. And I know you feel like you have to go out there. But I'm telling you right now, even as a former player, like I hurt myself going out there hurt because now you can't be your full self, and now we have you and I talking about me saying that I lost a step, right? In this case, it's Christian Brown. So I don't know. He needs to get in that gym, though. He needs to be shooting in the gym every single day.
Yeah, no, it's fascinating, and I think that's been kind of my biggest takeaway is watching this postseason, like even like just watching Minnesota against San Antonio, and then of course San Antonio against Oklahoma City and the Knicks and what they did in Game 1. I'm like, wow, like gone are the days of the Nuggets being championship. I should say not being contenders, but being like front runners and favorites.
Yeah.
Like I entered into this last season. It's documented on DenverSports.com as the Denver Nuggets will win the NBA championship. I mean, bearing a Kevin Durant trade, and even if they bring in Kevin Durant, which I don't think is happening, of course, I don't know if they're going to be the favorites, right? Like we are at the point now where the Nuggets, are a very good upper echelon competitive playoff team.
Simple as that.
But they're not championship favorites. You know what they are? I've said it before. I'll say it again. They are on the same exact timeline as the Milwaukee Bucks. That's where they're at. Where Giannis Antetokounmpo wins his lone NBA title, is the best player in the world at that time, and has never been able to quite replicate and get back to that level. They're devolving before our eyes.
Well, I'll tell you what, AP, they're going to have to make some changes if we want to see a championship. Because even running it back with how old this team is, they just looked old during the series against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
2026, the year of running it back. Broncos running it back. Avalanche running it back.
So the Nuggets are
Nuggets
running
it back. 2026 in Denver sports is the year of running it back. So we'll ultimately see what happens here. All right, real quick, guys. Summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. Here's what you get. 2 paddleboards, 2 chairs, a cooler, a pop-up tent, a Bluetooth speaker, and a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler. All you got to do to enter is download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. Guys, it's going to be like an absolutely crazy heat wave coming up this weekend. Make sure to enter into our Day at the Lake giveaway. You will not regret it. Go on a Horsetooth Reservoir. You can go to Chatfield, Cherry Creek. You can use all of this stuff over there, so be sure to check it out. And hopefully whoever's listening right now is one of our lucky winner, or the lucky winner, rather, I should say. Excuse me. All right, good stuff today. Let's hit our final break. When we come back, we'll put a bow on the show. What did we learn today in Denver sports? Phil and I will break that down next.
With Cortland Sutton and Jalen Waddle being the top guys, who will end up being the Broncos' third most productive receiver this season?
Evan Ingram. I think you might see, he's in the second year here. He'll be more comfortable with Bo, with the offense. And then I think you're going to see Davis Webb highlight the tight end more than maybe Sean Payton did.
I think Pat Bryant is a guy that they really like.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
All right, everybody. Happy Friday. Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question. And if that's the case, then guys, you know you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it's all going to begin for you at Williams Jewelers. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and, of course, the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those beautiful doors.
Hey, it's Glenn.
And Tiffany.
Here with Denver Roof Pros. Denver Roof Pros is celebrating our 10th anniversary, serving the Front Range from Fort Collins to Colorado Springs.
Yes, we are. And there is so much more to Denver Roof Pros. We're not just roofs and gutters.
Check out our family of services at DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
You know that feeling, sitting at the kitchen table, staring at a stack of bills, wondering how you got here? Credit cards, car payments, subscriptions you forgot about. It all piles up. But here's the thing. If you own a home, you're sitting on the answer. American Financing can help you declutter your monthly bills into a single manageable payment. Their salary-based mortgage consultants look at your entire financial picture, not just one piece, all right? The average customer savings is $800 a month. You may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there is never any upfront fees or obligation with American Financing. This is a family-owned lender, not one of those big banks where you're just a number. So pick up the phone and start that conversation at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or simply visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run, because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-895-1414. That's 800-895-1414.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, let's bring it home here on The Drive. Been an absolute pleasure sitting in for Zach By, alongside my main man, Phillip Lindsay. You guys got Denver Sports Tonight with Mike Rice coming up next. Dante Gomez doing a great job, as always.
Oh, just Dante over there?
Just Dante. I think we squashed that beef, though, Dante and I, so.
Good.
To be fair, I haven't done a DST with a co-host in the studio, like not behind the glass, in months.
All right.
So I think Dante has fully assumed himself as the running mate of DST.
It kind of looks like with the glasses, like Dante's in jail right now.
But like, it's fair to say, Dante, like previously, like when it was Will and I, like you'd get involved, like you are now a traditional co-host.
No, that's fair. But now I am more of the traditional co-host where I just kind of talk freely. I don't have to pop in for a second or not.
Dante Gomez, 5 days a week on the biggest sporce talk station.
Yeah, DST, and the D stands for Dante.
Hey, Dante always coming with some heat, man. I'll tell you that much.
Look at that. All right, good stuff, man. Make sure to check out the website, DenverSports.com. If you want to follow along with me, you can check me out on Instagram and Twitter at MediaByAP if you guys want to continue the conversation off the air. It's been a pleasure. But what did we learn today in Denver sports? Unfortunately, nothing good as it pertains to Jonathan Cooper. We found out that he's arrested. He is dealing with domestic violence situation involving his girlfriend. It's also worth noting his girlfriend was also arrested, so he was not the only one taken into custody at this point. We heard from Mike Kliss earlier in the program. He was on with Dover and Cecil too and kind of updated us on the situation. And I think the big thing to take away from this right now, Phil, is the jury's still kind of out.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't mean that like not jury in the sense of trial, but like we don't know
exactly
what's coming right now for the situation, right? So ultimately we'll see what happens on Monday. And it appeared to be a dispute over a phone and this, that, the other. Just not a good piece of news to get, right?
It's not great at all, right? To have one of your starters on defense in the news for the wrong reasons of a domestic violence and going back and forth with your girlfriend. So hopefully things get hashed out and it's not as bad as we're seeing, but you just don't know. This is why you kind of sit back and you just wait, right? The Broncos are doing the exact same thing, getting as much information as possible and then see what happens when Jonathan Cooper goes back to court and see what they say about it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you 100%. And so, again, stay tuned at DenverSports.com. I mean, I don't want to, make what's the word? I don't want to, like, there's no opinion to necessarily give, right? Like, we're just talking about the facts.
Yeah, that's it. That's the facts of the facts.
You don't want to speculate. That's what I'm trying to say.
You definitely don't want to speculate until you get the full story, right? And there's two different stories out there. The one from Jonathan Cooper and the other one from his girlfriend.
Correct.
At this point, it's like, who do you believe? This is why you just stay out of it.
Yeah, there's media availability next week with the Broncos, at least one day. So I'm sure that'll be a topic of discussion. I'm sure we'll get nothing from Sean. It's an off-the-field situation, but it is something to monitor, to say the least. Look, we can't end the show on that type of note. Let's have some fun. I mean, give me a prediction. You think the Knicks are going to go up 2-0 tonight? Or you think the Spurs get back to 1-1? I mean, where's your head at here at the NBA Finals?
So I am like you. I'm picking the Knicks to win it all. For the Knicks, I think the Knicks win in 7. Tonight's a little different. Now, I was confident that the Knicks would win the first game on the road. And the reason for that was there was a lot of hype around Wemby. This is the first time Wemby and that crew together are in the brightest spot, the toughest spot to be in. And it's a lot of pressure. And I didn't think that they were ready for that. And for Wemby, you could do too much. And I think Wemby got gas in the game. I think he was trying to do too much, and you end up losing because of that. You need your team. And I think tonight's going to be a little different, where Wemby settles in, the team settles in. They're going to be defensive oriented. They're going to try to stop Brunson and the Knicks team from scoring as much as they did last game. And I have the Spurs winning tonight. I have the Knicks winning it all, but the Spurs are going to find a way to win at home.
Yeah, I desperately want the New York Knicks to go up 2-0. Like, my heart is rooting for the Knicks. Everything about me tonight wants the Knicks to win. And I think the Knicks could win this game. I really could see it. But I'm expecting a punchback in a big way from the San Antonio Spurs here in this game tonight. I think San Antonio is going to win it. I kind of think it's going away. That game will start up here in about 40 minutes as well.
Do you think,
so it's going to be a banger.
If the Knicks do win tonight and they're up 2-0, is this series over?
No, I don't think it is.
No.
I think it's close to over, of course, which is the easy thing to say. But I just think when Wemby gets going, like the steam locomotive rolling down the tracks, and it's hard to stop that guy. But there's a reason why I picked the Knicks to win the series. It was Knicks in 6 for me, is because ultimately I was a little concerned that that San Antonio would have used so much energy and focus in that series against Oklahoma City, and they're still young. Right, like the whole conversation, especially after they beat the Thunder, was, oh my gosh, this team's skipping all the steps, right? Well, they still got the biggest step to take, and that's winning the NBA Finals. And I think it's a battle-tested New York Knicks team that senses blood in the water, that has a sense of urgency, which is why I picked Knicks in 6.
And well said, and that's why I do believe that if the Knicks can win tonight, this series is over, because you have a Knicks team that has that veteran presence, that is rolling right now, and a Spurs team that has never done this before. And it's not just Wemby, it's the team in general, and the moment might be too big for them. They might tighten up, the butt might get tight, and you end up losing it all and not having enough left in the tank. And so if they lose tonight, and that's the Spurs losing tonight, the Knicks are going to win this series.
I'm with you. Dante, real quick, you got a prediction for tonight's game between the Knicks and the Spurs? Who you got?
I think I got the Spurs, just to even out the series. It's a must-win for me for the Spurs. I have the Knicks winning the series still. Knicks in 5, Knicks in 6.
Okay. Knicks in 5. That would be something.
Have you seen the shirts? Knicks
Yes,
in
I
5.
have.
It's the V.
I have.
That's a sweet shirt. It's the Villanova V, but it's also doubles as the Roman numeral.
I saw a clip of Spike Lee, and he says, when we win this championship, it better be on the road. If the Knicks win the championship in the Garden, that city will burn to the ground. Enjoy your weekend, folks. We'll see what happens in Knicks Spurs. We'll see what happens with Jonathan Cooper. DenverSports.com, Denver Sports social media. For Dante Gomez, Phillip Lindsay, I'm Manilo Piro. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a good weekend, y'all. Peace.
It's the ultimate showdown for a great cause.
Setting up the ultimate gold medal showdown.
On June 11th, Brandon Stokely goes head-to-head with Zach By in 100 Holes for Kids. 100 holes of golf. It's a one-day event all to raise money for Recruiting Classroom, whose mission it is to help kids play sports. Who will raise the most? That's where you come in. Pick your player, make your donation, and help kids win. To support Brandon Stokely, head to StokelyCares.com. To support Zach By, head to ZachCares.com.
Hey guys, remember your 20s when you could stay up late, wake up early, hit the gym, work all day, and still have energy left for extracurricular activities? Now you stand up too fast and you need a recovery period. But here's the thing, just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. Low testosterone, it sneaks up on you. You lose 2 to 3% of that testosterone every year starting in your 30s, and before you know it, you're tired, foggy, gaining weight, your sex drive is on vacation. Well, good news. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic can help. Their advanced medical strategies, TRT, peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, and more help you get stronger in the gym, sharper at work, better in the bedroom, and confident everywhere. Guys, your first visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult, plus a T and PSA test, and if you start treatment that day, your visit's free.